Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I love this.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer. The Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be on to
All right, here's what's going on in the nest.
It's the show that makes night court look like a drama. The Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. I am Reid Wilkins. He is Jason Milne. Zach Kubish is here at the technical desk. And, of course, you are here as well. Nice to talk to you. We have several things to dive into over the next 3 hours. Of course, we'll talk about your Edmonton Elks. A rare loss for the Elks on Saturday. And it is Tuesday, so the Mark Kilam Show at 5 o'clock. Right here on this very program. Mark has been joining us every Tuesday throughout the CFL season. Really good opportunity to get to know him a little bit and to dive into topics surrounding his football team, who still have a pretty good record and who I still think are a pretty good team despite coming up 2 points short against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. There's hockey going on downtown. Blue Jays sort of in the playoff race, are they? I don't know. Local guy Adam Mako was traded to the Texas Rangers, Spruce Grove kid. So kind of sad to see him go off the Blue Jays. It was fun following him, but he'll continue in the big leagues. And Ref Week, we had so much fun with Ref Week last week. We're going to make it basically Ref Week and a half. We're going to have Carol Boulanger in studio today, a high-level volleyball official based here in Edmonton. Somebody else coming up tomorrow. We love those segments. We feel like they were pretty well received, that we had some interesting guests on, and they were informative and entertaining. So we're going to continue with that today and tomorrow. How are you, Mr. Milne?
Reid, I am excited. I am activated. I'm charged up for today's show. Long weekend. Got an extra day, thankfully, because Sunday's weather. Just the pits.
Yeah, it's gross.
Raining all day. We had 2 inches of rain over the weekend at our house.
Oh, really?
This is starting to piss me off.
Yeah.
I'm for all seasons. I've said that all the time. But just enough is enough. Like, how many days of plus 30 have we had? You can count them on one hand.
But then it storms, which ruins things as well.
Which throws everything off.
I feel like we need... Remember we did an off-topic topic a while ago? What's your ideal temperature? We need 4 or 5 days where it's like just plus 22. It's just plus 22. It's not hot enough for there to be a thunderstorm. Maybe there's a shower, just a normal rain shower without thunder and lightning and flooding, maybe in the evening just to cool it off a little bit. But yeah, it was, it's been pretty hot. And then we get these massive storms, which can be quite damaging. Obviously, I mean, we've had the pictures of the trees knocked over. We've had stories about flooding. And then sometimes it's been so hot, you feel like, oh man, I don't even want to be outside because it's so hot. So, yeah, it's been a little bit
But, I'm
unusual.
looking forward to the middle of the month, and, it's still garbage. I mean, it's supposed to rain early next week.
Right.
Throughout next week, into next weekend, and then it gets up to 22. We've been robbed. We've been robbed of a summer, Reid.
Well, yeah, it's not great, I suppose. I was going to golf Sunday morning, but Friday night with 2 buddies, one of the guys texted and said, we're canceling. We're not golfing. Because it looked so bad for Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we're not going to get up because the tee time was 6:40.
You've been robbed of golf.
So
that's the second time that's happened to you this summer.
Really?
Well, that happened. Remember, you were supposed to go with Dustin.
Now, yes, to be fair,
wasn't that weather related?
But that was up against the Canada-South Africa match.
I know, but the weather wasn't good.
Weather wasn't good. I think they got rained on for 2 or 3 holes, and then it was okay, and the course was wet. So, yeah, but fair enough. If it would have been nicer, maybe but I'm glad I saw that Canada-South Africa game. So, yeah, it's been not not great. It's been sort of wild swings, or we've had periods of a lot of rain. Now, the Edmonton Marathon is, oh my God, it's in like 12 days.
What day is that?
It's Sunday, August 16th. So
yeah.
Hernan was already peaking at the long-term forecast for that. Did he not say it should be okay?
Cloud.
That's not bad.
That's perfect.
No, he's running the half marathon at 7:45. I used to run that, and I think it would either start at 7. It might have started at 8. But the good thing about starting at 8 is if it's going to be scorching hot, you're done before then, right?
Like last year was a hot day,
and I ran the 5K at 11:30,
Yeah,
and I wasn't very. I hadn't been running a lot. I struggled even doing 5K. So that's the only thing that worries me about that is I'm doing the 10K at 11. But if it's 22 and partly cloudy, that's not so bad.
Yeah,
that's
you'll be done that.
That's actually pretty good.
You'll be done that in 45 minutes.
Yeah. Jeez, I wish I could do that. I did get in my longest run in a long time. Saturday morning, I was up what time did I go out? It'll tell me what time I started. I did 9.25K. I did the Darnell Nurse distance. Of
course.
I feel like that number is always going to be associated with Darnell Nurse. 20 years from now, somebody will say, "Oh, this is 9.25," and somebody will be like, "Oh, Nurse," like especially the people who are really.
I don't know. When you say 9.25, 925, 92.5, most Edmontonians think and reminisce back to 92.
Power 92?
Power, yeah,
Right.
Power 92. And Chris Shepard.
Right.
Pirate Radio.
So I started my run at 7:38.
Wow.
Saturday morning.
That's early.
And I ran for almost an hour. I ran for 59 minutes basically.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You're feeling good.
But I'm not feeling good. And I know what everybody's saying. I know what everybody's going to say. Reid, like you're running. That's good. Like you're active. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, I couldn't run 1K and you ran 9." I get all, but there are people out there like Hernan's probably sitting there thinking like, half marathon coming up. They'll be like, "I'll be done the half before Reid's done the 10." But here's where I'm coming from. I mean, you can only compete with yourself. And my frustration. First of all, I want to clarify here. I am so happy to be running again. It's such a great feeling. I had about 2, maybe even more than 2 years where I hardly ran. I won't tell the full story, but I have this bone condition in both my feet. It's worse in my right foot. It's probably not going to go away. But when I was first diagnosed with this, I asked the doctor, "Will I ever run again?" And he said, "I don't know." Just because of the pain and the way it hurts my feet. So I'm happy to be running again. But I accept the fact that I'm older, and I had a gap in my running career of about a couple of years. So you're going to have some regression. I'm probably 10 pounds heavier than when I was running regularly a few years ago. So I understand things happen with age and injury. But my concern or my frustration is that I get running and my legs just don't have any jump. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Sure.
I mean, you've been an athlete. Like some days your legs just kind of have that heavy feeling. And I rarely had that when I was running before. Like you might have the odd day where it's like, oh, the legs aren't there today.
It's a struggle.
But every time I run, I get 500 meters in and I'm thinking the legs aren't there today. I don't have that bounce. I don't have that spring.
Yeah, but do you push through?
But why
Well,
don't
then your legs
why
do
don't
have the
I?
bounce.
But I don't
No,
know.
that you're thinking about it the wrong way. The fact that you continue on and you can run over 9 kilometers means your legs have the jump. You just have a different definition of it than from what you're used to in the past.
I guess.
This might be the new Reid.
Well, it is the new me. I mean, I'm not getting any younger. I don't think I'm gonna get any more better athletically. But you're right. I am running. I mean, Hernan and I talk about quite a bit often before you're here or when you're not in the room. And I'll say like, "Oh, I was this fast per K," and he's like, "Reid, like you're still probably better than 2/3 of the runners." But again, I'm not comparing myself to other people. I just wish I could do a little bit better. And maybe I will. Now, most of my runs I've been going on is I include some sort of a climb or a hill, like maybe not a massive hill, but where you got to go up. I just described a hill for everybody. So I'll give you I'll give you the example. Because the one I talk about in the River Valley, a lot of people might not know where it is, but I assume most people are on the high level bridge at least a few times a year. So when you exit the high level bridge, you go up to 89th Avenue, I guess, where the high level diner and the Sugar Bowler. That's actually a bit of a climb. When you're in a vehicle, it doesn't seem like much. When you're running, it's pretty solid uphill for 2 or 3 blocks.
Yep.
So that's now a hill would be like Emily Murphy Hill. Right. Or the hill by the ledge, Fort Wayne Drive. Like those are like you're really going up. So I call them climbs. When I do a climb, I feel like it really slows me down for obviously the kilometer that includes the climb, but then I don't really get back. Like I used to be able to do a climb and then kind of get back down to my usual range of time. I'm not getting back to that. Now, maybe that's no big deal. Maybe that's just normal.
I have a funny story about you and a hill.
Sure.
You won't believe this. I haven't told you this.
Me and a hill. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to tell this live on air for Reid to hear for the first time ever.
Okay.
We have new neighbors at our house. Neighbors on one side of us, they sold. New people moved in a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So I'm out doing some yard work last weekend. The gentleman that moved in is doing some yard work, so we meet at the fence. Hey, I'm Jay. Hey, I'm so-and-so. So we start talking. Hey, what do you do? He's retired. Okay. So I tell him what I do, and he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I was once on Reid's show. And I said, really? He said, yeah. So we were running this Heart and Stroke Foundation marathon or like a run for heart and stroke or something like that.
Okay.
Because he's had his something replaced.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know if it was... he's had heart surgery. Anyways, you guys were running up a hill. I think it was up to Government House or something like that. It was in the River Valley.
Okay, like as part of a race?
You were in like it was like a fun run, I believe.
Okay.
And he kept seeing this guy, and he's like, I know this guy. This is my neighbor speaking.
Okay.
And he'd catch up to you, and then you would just take off. And then he'd catch up to you because he ran. But since his surgery, he wasn't running as much.
Okay.
And then you guys kind of crossed the line at the similar time. And he was talking to you, and you said to him, so did you had heart surgery?
Yeah.
And he says, yeah. He's like, okay, I'd like to have you on my show.
I think I vaguely remember this.
This guy was on your show, and he kept saying how he said you said on your show how much you were struggling going up this hill, but he couldn't catch you. Now, this might be years ago.
I think this was the Canada Day 15K.
Sure.
Because it ends... Now, I didn't know this name. I feel like most Edmontonians wouldn't know the name of this road. It's Fort Wayne Drive.
Okay.
It's from the Glenora...
River Valley Road.
Club.
Up to the greenhouse.
Up to the ledge. Yeah, up to the south end of the ledge.
That's
grounds, right. So, yeah, you're not right by the ledge, but it's when you come up the hill, it's to your left, and then there's like an annex building or whatever to the right.
Yes.
That's the end of the 15 or 5K on Canada
That's
Day.
it.
Right. Yeah. So I think I vaguely remember that. Yeah. Because I always used to do Inside Sports on Canada Day because it was free agency. So I would do the 15K. I'd go do the free agency show usually with Stoff, and then I'd still have to do Inside Sports from 6 to 8 or 6 to 9.
So you interviewed this guy, but
So
all
I
he could tell me
I vaguely remember this. Yeah.
was how much you said you were struggling going up the hill, and he couldn't catch you.
Well, he obviously wasn't that far behind me, but
I thought that was an interesting story.
yeah, no, that's cool.
I was wondering if you would remember.
Do you remember his name? This was probably a decade ago, maybe longer.
I think I got it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I think I got it.
But that's...
So don't be so hard on yourself. You're good on hills.
Well, no, I am. I know I am hard on myself. I'm probably too hard on myself. But I don't want to make it sound like I don't appreciate being active again after having...
Dwight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So, but yeah, the Edmonton Marathon Day is Sunday, August 16th.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the full marathon's at 7. Half marathon is 7:45, I believe. Hernan will text me if that's the wrong time. He's doing that. The 10K is at 11, and then the 5K is either 11:30 or 11:45. So
you'll be fine.
I should be done just afternoon. I do not think I'll be able to do under an hour. Like early in my runs, I might be able to do a couple of kilometers that are sub 6 minutes, but I don't think I can maintain that for 10K. But so what?
So what?
I should be able to finish. And
finish the race.
I mean, it's only another 750K to what I did on Saturday. Are you going to come?
Nope.
No, I don't blame you.
No. Sorry. I don't know if I'll be back yet.
Oh, yeah, you're going away.
I'm off that.
You're here all week, though, right?
I am.
And then we're going to be 3 weeks. We will not be together on the show because you'll be off for a week, and then I'll be off for 2 weeks doing fringe and running and who knows what else. Maybe I'll golf. Maybe I'll get to golf during that
Maybe
time.
then you'll finally get to golf.
Here's how you can get in touch with us, by the way. 780-218-9999 is how you text the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Go to rivercreeresort.com. Go to upcoming shows under entertainment. You will see that August is extremely busy, including, I just saw this today. How about this? We might have to do a show from here. Australia's Thunder from Down Under, Girls Night Outback Most Wanted Tour 2026. Look at these gentlemen.
Girls Night Outback.
Girls Night Outback. They're there August 20th, 21st, 22nd. Are these erotic male dancers? What are they called? It says, get ready to experience an exhilarating and electrifying extravaganza. You have to be 18 and older. Now, I do not think that they become fully disrobed. But I think part of the appeal is that they are dressed as they are in these photos, blue jeans and boots, and that's it. And they appear to work out. They appear to be quite fit gentlemen. They will indeed bring the Thunder from Down Under. We got to interview one of these guys.
Yeah, okay, sure. We'll get them in studio. That'd be great. We could. I mean, hey, they probably got interesting lives. I've seen enough.
Yeah, how do you audition for that? Is it like the Chris Farley, Patrick Swayze audition?
I've seen
enough.
enough.
Remember that one?
I've seen enough topless male strippers in my life.
What are the other occasions?
Ladies' night at the Armory when I bartended.
Oh, you used to have to bartend.
Yeah. God.
And how far did they strip down? I mean, they weren't allowed to go
to like their underwear.
Right.
And the things they do, my gosh.
So it was all ladies in the audience, or would men attend, or would boyfriends or husbands come along for a good time? Or
no boyfriends or husbands.
You had to bartend, though.
Yeah, oh yeah. I was the new guy. They're like, yeah, we got this wicked shift on Tuesday night.
You must have got good tips, though, from the ladies.
Surprisingly, no.
Oh.
They were giving all their money away to
they
other
were
people.
passing the money up onto the stage.
Yeah, I'll have another Diet Coke, please, sir.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was shocking. Then I saw what a guy I used to play football with was an entertainer.
Oh, no way.
Jim?
Was an entertainer. Yes. Anyway, rivercreeresort.com. Go to entertainment.
He was killing himself.
The River Cree Resort Casino inbox. 780-218-9999. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. We like getting limericks from people. The limericks today have to do with
Thunder from Down Under.
With male entertainers.
What did they call themselves?
The Thunder from Down Under.
Right. And a ladies' night outback.
Ladies' night outback. The most wanted tour, Girls' Night Outback, ready to experience an exhilarating and electrifying extravaganza. There are 9 gentlemen pictured in the photo. Not a shirt to be found.
We got to get one of them on the show. What days are those shows?
August 20th to 26th, so I'm away. No.
Co-host?
Well, maybe we can, yeah. You know who might be, now I can tease this, though it's not totally for sure. Unfortunately, you're away because it'd be August 14th. It's looking good, not to have Colin Mockery on the show for the second straight Fringe, to have Colin Mockery in studio.
Oh, boy.
That would be fun. Yeah. Our inside man with the Mockery group is working on it.
Okay, good. That would be great.
Yeah, he was awesome last year. So hopefully we'll get him. I think if he can't come in, he'll do it on video. But that's already during the Fringe, so he'll already be here. Because last year we got him, I think, a week or two ahead of time.
Yes.
Yeah, he wasn't in Victoria or BC somewhere?
Yeah, he's somewhere on the West Coast.
All right. Email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. If you're listening on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, we thank you for that. You can also get us on YouTube. The channel, easy to remember, is Edmonton Sports Talk. Subscribe to the station if you haven't done so already. And remember, click the thumbs up button. Give us a like.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
We try to get to 100 thumbs every show, so do not be a pleasure delayer. And what else was I going to add? Oh, I said about the subscription. Oh, did I say iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio? So those are the ways you can tune in and spread the word. about Edmonton Sports Talk. Speaking of driving, yesterday I went to West Edmonton Mall. Not sure if I've been there since we had our Christmas party there in December. I had to go pick something up, though I had put away for me. It's like, great, drive out to the mall, grab it, drive back. 20-minute drive to the mall, but what I expected, not bad. There's still construction around there, but it's sort of moving westward now, And it took me 15 minutes to find a parking space. You start near the nearest doors as to where I was going. I wound up at the other end of the mall.
Oh, no.
And then walking through the mall, I was shocked at how busy it is. Is this... Now, I assume there maybe would have been some tourist activity Monday of a long weekend. But do Edmontonians, who always... we just did it, complained about the weather, but yesterday was pretty nice.
Ish. It was windy.
Ish. But is this... How many Edmontonians are spending their days off just in West Edmonton Mall for hours?
You are.
I was not there that long. I went there for a very specific... I didn't go just to hang out there.
Didn't want to just go walk the mall?
No, but I had the feeling that some people say, let's just go to the mall. That's how we spend our day off. And I'm like, do something else.
Here's what I think. Here's my theory on that. Is that maybe there's family in for the long weekend. And you say, hey, before you leave, we got to take you to the mall.
Yeah, maybe.
Before you push off and head back to, Fox Creek, let's go check out the mall.
Yeah, I guess. Could have been some of that. But it was like people looking for parking spots. You couldn't find any. Driving around.
Well, truthfully, like in retail, which that whole mall is, those are your busiest days. When it's a long weekend, that's when you got to be working if you're in retail.
True.
Because that's the day everybody has off. So it's like, hey, honey, little Timmy needs new shoes and Sarah needs a new dress for communion this week.
Right.
Let's go get that today.
Yeah.
Then you got to go to the mall.
I think I'm ignorant as to how most of the world lives.
Well, we're different. We don't really work in the real world.
True.
Certainly not as in terms of timelines.
No. So anyway, I did that, but I was like, man, but hey, that's good. We still got them all.
Did you get
people are still
want it?
Well, it was put aside. So I knew it was there, get it and get out.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't waste a lot of time there. We better get to the afternoon headlines for 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today. This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. Too many penalties for the Elks against the Melonheads. The last time I saw that many flags, I was on a tour of the United Nations. Hey, why is there a hockey tournament at Rogers Place? If I wanted ice in August, I'd order another round of margaritas. This Odyssey movie sure is the bee's knees. Hey, Jason Milne, is that a cyclops in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I'm Chet Palmer.
Can I tell you something, Chet?
Yes.
I don't get by the Cyclops.
Well, there's a cyclops in the movie.
That's like a single-eyed
Yes.
thing?
Yes.
Okay.
He's a big giant. I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it?
No. Apparently it's quite a good movie.
Everybody, like Hernan just recently saw it, and he said it was in his top 3 of movies of all time.
Oh, really?
And I think he's a bit of a movie buff.
Yeah. I want to see it. I'll try to find time to see it. Maybe Zip and I will go.
That's surprising to me that you haven't seen it.
Caster 1990 says, hey, Jason Milne, is that a spear in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Also works.
Okay. I thought you were going to say, is that a Trojan horse in your pocket?
Oh, that's all. Or just a Trojan. This is great. People are like writing Chet's material for him now.
Oh, yeah. Well, this came in on the text line. Sean, hey, Jay, is that a bloomin' onion in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Jeez. Oh, my goodness. That is Chet Palmer. The
I think
afternoon
that
headlights for
bloomin'
100.3
onion
The Bear.
reference might have come from the Outback.
Yes.
Right. Dancers.
Yes. That's a good one. Chet's quite unhappy with the summer hockey tournament. He's made references to that couple other times.
Well, back in Chet's day, they
June.
probably only played hockey in the winter.
The Stanley Cup wasn't going to June 20th.
No.
They weren't playing. They weren't making 17-year-old kids give up their summers to play a tournament in Edmonton.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with Chet.
Chet's probably like, get out to the beach, get yourself a hot dog, Take your girl down to the beach and share a banana split sundae or a banana split.
What, accidental beach?
Yeah, take your girl down to Accidental Beach.
Originally, I was going to say incidental beach.
Well, it also works.
Yeah, sure.
Our off-topic topic is a daily fun activity we do on this show. It's presented by William Huff. Great company, by the way.
Wonderful people.
Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. So I read this story on the weekend here. Here's the headline from the National Post. There were other stories. PGA golfer accidentally drives into Canada, car surrounded by 8 border agents. Freaking out. So PGA player Siwoo Kim realized he was about to cross the border into Canada from Detroit, where the tournament was over the weekend. Apparently, he got some GPS directions that turned him around, and he wound up kind of going into the wrong country, well off course. So we would like you to tell us about a time where you got lost driving. GPS, bad directions, got turned around. A time you got lost driving and, it needed some recovery or explaining, or maybe you're with a spouse and you're disagreeing on where to go and one of you was right and the other one was wrong. A time you got lost driving.
I thought about this a lot, and I can't recall a time that, I've been famously lost. Like, okay, maybe you take a wrong turn
right
here or left when you should have taken a right, but not like, okay, you're in a different country.
Yeah, right. Well, I think we might get some. I mean, this is a list. We usually have something. I've certainly gotten turned around in parts of Edmonton, where it's like, oh, this is now off the grid system, or I didn't realize this road went there.
What's the hardest neighborhood in Edmonton to navigate?
Well, parts of Mill Woods.
I would say all of Mill Woods.
Yeah, all of it. Like, it's kind of not on the grid
because it's
anymore.
roads, and then the roads go northeast, southeast, southwest,
because Mill Woods Road,
right, east, north, south.
But it's like a square, isn't it? So when you're on Millwood Roads North, I don't think you're going north. I think
you're
it's
just
the
on
top,
the north
the top end of the road
of
right?
Millwoods Road.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you would build something off grid if you didn't have to.
Well, maybe it was a different. They were trying to be creative.
Right.
The city was when they were expanding and said, let's build a community that you have no chance of getting out.
Yeah. Especially when the rest of the city is
very
straightforward. Castor, 1990. I get lost every time I drive in the southwest, Terwilliger, Windermere, etc. Named streets make no sense to me. That's another thing. When somebody says, I don't understand how to get around Edmonton, I always figure, okay, what is so hard? You just have to learn which way the numbers go.
Yes.
And maybe it's counterintuitive that the streets get bigger
as they go west.
Right to left. But then, okay, so once you figure that out, like if you need to go to 105th Street and you're on 104th, you're a block away. No, maybe, so you can guess. If you guess the wrong direction, you just got to go back 2 blocks, right?
Yep.
It's not like, oh, I'm on Kubish Boulevard and I need to get to Periwinkle Lane. Are they connected? I don't know.
Yeah, St. Albert's confusing.
Now, St. Albert, did they organize it by alphabet though? I think all the L's are together, sort of.
I know
that would even make it more confusing.
If you think it's hard in the grid system, Sherwood Park is all names.
Oh. Is it all trees?
Well, there's the birds.
Oh,
section.
That's what it is. Right.
There's the trees. What else is there in Sherwood Park? Well, there's like Nottingham, where everything starts with the letter N.
Well, so they do have alphabetical sections as well.
Some sections.
Okay. You see, that's like, why?
And even the main thoroughfares are names. Brentwood Boulevard, Broadmoor Boulevard,
right?
Clover Bar Road.
I guess once you know, but the numbers and just a straight out grid system are pretty handy.
It took my wife a while to get used to that about Sherwood Park.
Right.
That it's not streets and avenues, it's names.
Yeah.
And you need to know, oh, this is just off of Clover Bar Road. and Granada.
Right.
Well, where the hell's that?
But you got to have and that's what I'm saying, at least in Edmonton, if you have a number as a starting point, you can figure it out, right? Like if somebody's like, I'm on 104th Street and I need to get to 172, the station, 17205 107th Avenue, you could kind of tell somebody, oh, if you're on 104th Street, you got about half the city to go, right? You're about 70 blocks away. So you're probably not walking.
This is a funny story that came in from our friend Guy Flaming.
Oh, yeah, good guy.
Who's texted this in on the River Crew Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999, from the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. It says, off-topic topic, I wasn't driving, but my dad was. This would have been around my grade 13 year, 1989. My family, mom, dad, older brother, and I were in Berlin, which back then was one road in and out as you drive through East Germany to get there and back.
Yeah.
Dad takes a wrong turn, but is stubborn and won't admit it. I see a sign that says Warsaw, X kilometers away, and pipe up from the back seat, Dad, I'm pretty sure that you were driving us to Poland. And he says, just let me do the driving. He snaps back at me. A minute later, we got pulled over by East German police and escorted back to the proper road.
Oh, no. That's what we're looking.
That's the one.
That is a great story. Yes. Dad, I think that's an iron curtain up ahead. Should we go through that?
Yeah.
That's very good. That's what we're looking for. So the off-topic topic for William Huff, a time you got lost, turned around, driving, delayed, whatever, 780-218-9999, River Crew Resort and Casino inbox. Post in the nasty chat on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up while you're there. Mark Kilam coming up at 5 o'clock. It's the weekly edition of the Mark Kilam Show. The Elks now 6-2 after the 2-point loss to the Saskatchewan Roughriders. They're in Montreal on Saturday, so you're working the Saturday game, though.
Yep.
1 o'clock Saturday, so the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show will be at noon with Jason Milne and Matthew Wannock, and they'll be on after the game as well to break it down. We better get to a sports update here with Zachary Kubish.
Day 1, Week 10, Elks injury report. Joe DeBlanco did not practice due to a hamstring injury, while David Beard, Jared Brinkman, and Kenny Logan Jr. were limited at practice, plus Nick Anderson was a full participant. And a good sign coming from BC Lions quarterback Nathan Rourke taking first-team reps at practice this morning. BC's next game is this Saturday against Hamilton. Down south, Zay Flowers has signed a 4-year extension in Baltimore to become the fourth highest paid receiver in the NFL. To baseball, the Jays and Astros have game 2 of their set starting just after 6. Trey Savage up on the mound for Toronto. Hayden Wesneski countering for Houston. West Coast League action. The Riverhawks and Bells start their game just after 7:30. EST's audio streams joins the game in progress following the replay of the VIP Golf Show. And from Edmonton, Canada, Slovakia, they hit the ice at 5 o'clock. Preliminary action at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. Right now, Germany trails Czechia in the third period. That score, 8-3. And it's a 1-1 tie between Switzerland and Sweden in the first period. The Reid Wilkins Show returns following the break here on Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
Building a team to win a cup this season. Nikita Kucherov or Matthew Tkachuk?
It's not going to be popular, but I'm going with Matthew Tkachuk.
You did. You would.
Yeah.
I was wondering if he was enough to overcome just how awesome Kucherov is. Well, because Kucherov's won cups too.
Yeah, but I think there's so many intangibles with Matthew.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in-store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
River Cree Resort and Casino and CFCW present All Shook Up, an afternoon tribute with the King, featuring 3 of the world's best Elvis tribute artists. August 16th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Yeah, good crowd at Commonwealth Stadium on Saturday afternoon for that game between the Elks and the Roughriders. Portions of this hour presented by Commonwealth Stadium, and you may want to go to the attractions page on edmonton.ca. Look for Commonwealth Stadium events. Coming up this Sunday, AC/DC, the Power Up Tour with the Pretty Reckless. So that's at 7 o'clock on Sunday. Guns N' Roses coming up Wednesday, August 26th. That's going to be huge. Foo Fighters, the Take Cover Tour.
Foo Fighters.
September 17th. Go there for all your tickets and for more show information. Great stuff. Wannock's going to some of these. You went to the big-ass stadium tour, too.
I did.
I don't know if I'm going to wind up going to any of these. We'll see. I've seen Guns N' Roses live. I've never seen AC/DC or Foo Fighters. Maybe I should go. We'll see.
You know what, Reid? I think we should probably have announced some breaking news. Coob?
Well, what happened?
We're going to qualify one listener each day this week.
Oh, really?
We are.
For which show?
It's not completely sold out, but the aftermarket prices of these tickets are ridiculous. For the AC/DC tour. Power Up this Sunday.
So what are we doing?
We're going to give away. I've got the question.
Okay.
I just found out about this.
Okay.
So we're going to give away a set of tickets on Friday. We're going to qualify 4 listeners. One today, one tomorrow, one Thursday, one Friday. And then near the end of the show, we're going to give them away. We're going to put them in the spinny wheel.
Okay.
And we're going to give away a set of AC/DC tickets. We'll qualify somebody, I don't know. What? After the Mark Kilam show?
Oh, you want to do it later?
Yeah, let's do it later.
Sure. Better make a note for yourself.
Oh, I've got all the notes up here.
I better write it down as well. Well, I tend to forget stuff, as you know.
The off-topic topic for William Huff was the time you got lost driving. This comes in pretty good. There's tons coming through, so we'll try to get through them. This is from Chris the Plumber. In 1990, my mom, my grandma, and my sister and I went down to Disneyland, drove down, and after that on the way home, we were driving through San Francisco, and my mom got lost and ended up on the Bay Bridge and then into downtown Oakland.
Okay.
This is the early 90s in Oakland.
Okay.
Where we got pulled over by a cop because he saw our Alberta license plate and said, "You ain't from around here. I'm going to escort you out of here." So they were driving through Oakland and out of town on a police escort.
They said, we'll get you out of here.
We might need to turn you around.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good.
That's a good story as well. Yeah. 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. We'll have the Mark Kilam Show at 5 o'clock. Ref Week will continue in about 40 minutes with Carol Boulanger, longtime high-level volleyball rep. We've never gone the volleyball route for officials. The one question I want to ask Carol is, just to tease it a little bit, what have we learned from most of the refs we've talked about? Certainly basketball, football, hockey, soccer. Positioning is important. Okay, maybe the textbook says you got to stand here, but I think Perry Stothard for basketball when he was last week, he's like, I know this guy's left-handed, or I know he likes to go left. Maybe I got to go this way. Volleyball, you're up there the entire time.
Yeah, you can't move.
Now, I know the court is, I guess, maybe smaller than others, but there might be times where it's like, what if you could see that? And certainly, and I played, it's been a long time, but I played volleyball in high school, and in grade 12, I was the captain, so sometimes you have to talk to the ref, like there's that automatic sort of like, well, the ref's like 12 feet taller than me because they're up there. So we'll talk about some of that stuff with Carol. I'm on an additional show tomorrow. I'm going to be in on the Hangout from 9 to 11 a.m. here on Edmonton Sports Talk. We're doing one of these drafts. Now, as you know, I think most of our regular listeners know, I have a love-hate relationship with these drafts.
Do you?
Yes.
Or is it more of the hate side?
It's probably more of the hate side. Yeah. I do find them interesting. There's a trivia element to them, which is fun. And it's always fun to test your knowledge.
What's the trivia element?
Well, just you're trying to find little detailed things,
Sure,
I
okay,
guess. You're trying to find trivial facts, I guess is what I'm saying.
Sure.
Maybe that's not exactly what I mean.
So this is on-screen deaths?
The category is on-screen deaths. Now, as usual, I had no input into the categories. Some of the categories are quite unclear. I assume in some ways they'll remain unclear until tomorrow. Like I always say, these drafts are geared towards certain people, which is fine, which is fine. But I sort of going in the sacrificial lamb type of role. As Apu once said, and if I could obtain for you such an animal. So we're doing on-screen deaths. Now, okay, example number one of the obscurity, or of the, not obscurity, I guess the rules are a little obscure. One of the most famous and most tragic and saddest deaths in the history of film. And I think this is one of the things, even if people haven't seen the film, they will at least know of the reference generally. Old Yeller, the dog.
Sure.
We've talked about, for some reason, Old Yeller comes up fairly regularly on this show. Old Yeller is a beloved family dog was it in the Old West or in the West? Because when was the movie? In the 50s, I think?
Yeah, it's old.
Can you get the year Old Yeller came out, Coop? And the dog fights some other rabid animal, protecting the family, gets rabies himself, and the boy who loves the dog and the family obviously decides in a sort of this coming of age thing, he's my dog, I'll put him out of his misery, and shoots Old Yeller. Okay? What year was it?
Technically a Christmas movie, December 25th, 1957.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a puppy
Family
for Christmas, and then we're going to go see Old Yeller. Hey, kids, we got you a puppy for Christmas and tickets to Old Yeller. Now, here's the thing. Old Yeller's death is not depicted visually on screen.
Right. And this title of this draft is on screen.
On-screen deaths.
Deaths.
Now, you hear the gunshot, and
It's
obviously,
assumed.
see the family somewhat dealing with the tragedy, and then I think they get a new puppy at the end.
Yeah, so it's assumed that he's passed.
Right. So I said, is that on screen? Because I was saying to you, I said, if someone drafts Old Yeller, I'm going to fight it. That's not on screen.
And I think you have all the right in the world to fight
But it is now, but at least this has been clarified, thanks to me. Like, let's face it, it's a little less chaotic with me involved, because at least I try to put stipulations and rules into place.
You think logically when it comes to these
Thank you.
things,
I start to think about what could go wrong, or how could people bend the rules, or what are the rules. So it's been determined Old Yeller's death qualifies because you hear the gunshot, and it's a significant part of the story of the film. It is in fact the climax of the film. So also something that would qualify, we have a category, death that leads to revenge. John Wick's dog being killed would qualify. The death is not on screen. It's not even heard on. So I think, doesn't he come home and find the dog?
Oh.
But it's it's dealt with on screen and it's integral to the plot.
Sure.
So, for example, if John Wick referenced, when I was 14, I had a puppy that died, that wouldn't count because it's not really in the movie. And even
but doesn't this set?
But this sets the thing in motion. So at least that was clarified. I wish the categories, glorious death. Why is that not a category? Horror movie death, or
slasher
kill by a traditional horror movie character, Chucky, Jason, Freddy. That is not a category.
Is there a particular category that you have struggled with? I mean, I don't see you struggling with anything to do with movies, to be honest. But is there something maybe you don't have the amount of depth? Like Matt Hyman says, the horse head.
I just jotted that down. That'd be animal death is one of the categories, right?
Yeah, it's hard to deny that thing's dead.
Yeah, I mean, heroic death, I feel pretty good about. Saddest death, I feel pretty good about. Satisfying death is kind of a fun category. I hate to say fun with that, but that's to me that's sort of like a villain who got his or who got hers. I guess,
like, what if old Yeller found that portal that you were talking about last week with all the new X-Men movies that they just come back?
Right, they just come back.
Well, I have a question, though, because does it have to be a physical death or can it be a psychological or emotional death? Because on screen, you see Anakin Skywalker die. He becomes Darth Vader.
Right.
But he's still alive.
I don't know if somebody's going to take that. I was thinking about that, but I wouldn't take that. Even though I guess he says he killed Darth Vader, that's sort of, yeah.
Sure.
Well, yeah, and El Presidente says, same, nice seeing you at the game, El Presidente. Same for Bambi's mom.
That's not depicted on screen.
Depicted.
But you know that she's killed by a hunter and that is integral to the Bambi's character growth. And this is here's why I have a love-hate relationship with these drafts. They're fun to do. It's fun to be creative on your own and remember things. It's fun to see what some of the other people come up with, whether I've been in them or not. But yet it's also presented as this very, very esteemed and important activity that we do. But everything is like talked about ahead of time. Like everybody else is on air is just saying what they would pick. And I'm like, well, should I just read off all my ideas? And then when they get picked tomorrow, I can say, like, yeah, I actually had that. I said that on my show yesterday. You stole it.
Well, that debate started a long time ago because it used to be Eric and Dustin were the only ones who had a show that could discuss it. And therefore, they would have all the conversation with the nasties to fill their boards.
Right.
Of which then I started just watching what Eric would put on Twitter because he would always ask a question.
Right.
And you'd have all these replies and that would help.
Yeah.
I think the ultimate way that this draft should go is blind.
You find out the category like an hour ahead of time.
Yeah. Like, because it just...
That's when you find the best drafter.
Yes.
Right?
Like
you're not drafting your own. You're drafting somebody else's.
Well, somebody gave me heck last week about using ChatGPT to find an ex-athlete.
Well, of course, we're going to ask that for help.
But that's what this becomes. Right. Okay, Google it and see, like if it just came off the cuff and maybe you don't have 48 rounds or however many rounds they have now, maybe then it's just something that's more, it's not necessarily as niche as deaths on screen, but it could be like a more broad subject that you can come up with things off the top of your head much easier.
Right.
That would show your true creativity.
So when I go into this, I'm very ambivalent about it. I both want to win and get relegated so I don't have to participate anymore.
Well, I mean,
the worst is what happened last time, where I finished last and barely I had like 2 votes above being relegated.
Well, and then again,
I'm like, just relegate me then.
I think that this should be that the last place finisher is just automatically
out.
relegated.
Even if it's like 26, 25, 25, 24.
Yep.
24% is out. But
and then somebody can come in new.
The commissioner does not actually
wanted to be a part of
this. The commissioner does not actually work here. She's beloved, but she takes pressure from a lot of different people, who often determine the rules themselves.
Well, I don't know how much the commish has to say about the rules, to be honest.
No, but you've helped me today. And again, we all get help from other people. You've helped me quite a bit today. Like, you came up with one under funniest death. I don't want to read it out because it's going to get stolen. We had some fun with the category a character who should have died.
This is brilliant.
Because there are different ways to determine that. So I'm going a certain way with that. And I have 4 options for that. So even if the other 3 are taken, and I don't think the other 3 will be taken, not all of them anyway. Quote, you and I kept looking at stuff and we came up with a couple pretty good ones, but I think we go with that one.
Yes.
If it's not taken. So we'll do it tomorrow. But this is the thing. So I know we're a little bit behind here, Coop. We'll break right away.
Well, Hampton Steve's Reid, I suggest going for the Joe Pesci double stack of his death in Goodfellas and Casino.
See, yeah, and I'd forgotten about those, for example. But
the one in Casino is pretty gruesome.
This came up on the weekend. So we at my parents' place a few years ago. My parents like this book of Edmonton trivia, and it came out in like 2021 or 2022. So the questions are fairly recent. I think it was Arthur Hiller, the director of a movie called Love Story, is from Edmonton. It came out, I think the movie's from 1970. It stars Ryan O'Neal and Ally McGraw. And I remember seeing this cover box at Blockbuster. I never watched it, but it would get taken out. It was nominated for several Oscars, and it's famous for being a very heart-wrenching love story, because I think it's like he's a hockey player and she's from a wealthy family and the dad doesn't approve and they're together anyway, and then she gets sick and dies. It's known as one of the most romantic and ultimately sad movies of all time. I can't draft Love Story tomorrow.
Never.
You can't. People don't know it. I haven't seen it. Now, the one thing I'm wondering, though, if I should do tomorrow, Jay, because I'm going to draft stuff that I've seen or am very familiar with the cultural significance of. If somebody drafts something and I think they don't know what the hell they're talking about, should I say, oh, person X? What did you think of that? What do you remember about watching that movie? And
Google fishing. You're fishing for actual trivia from their movie knowledge.
Right.
I wonder who you're talking about.
Few people.
Probably a few people, but I can think of one. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Ben Thompson, he is going for the 3-peat. That would be the first, I believe.
And you'll probably get it.
Yeah, he would be the GOAT.
Because let's face it.
Do you really think he'd be the GOAT?
3 for 3 if he retires.
He hasn't been doing it long enough.
100%. So you could be the best.
That's up for debate.
You know,
Dustin, beloved. Lieutenant Eric, beloved. Benny, young little hotshot video game guy, future of the station, beloved. Nobody's on crusty old Reid's side.
You're the handsomest man in EST.
Nobody's on the side of the old chewed up toy. You know, I'm like the old toys in Toy Story. Nobody wants these toys anymore. So I'm not getting in. Like, my list has to be twice as good as everybody. Like, I have to have a list that's twice as good to get half as many votes as everybody else.
Well, if there's anybody that can do it, it's you.
I agree. Thank you.
I have complete faith in you. And I mean, to be honest, Reid, I'm just going to say this. The pressure should be on you. You're the most well-versed movie guy in this office. And
this includes television.
Movie and television, sorry.
Right.
But I think you can do it. Now,
but again,
you also have to realize that it's everybody listening and watching right now that are ultimately going to vote. So you can't go too deep into your Rolodex of Reid-specific movies.
That's the problem.
That although you love, you need. Or
I know it's a great scene.
Now, I'm not saying this is pandering, but you're trying to get as many people engaged as possible.
Right. But see, this is part of the
this
problem.
Coming from a guy that's never won a draft.
This is part of the problem, though.
I tied.
These drafts are usually organized on the Nielsen show. And they'll start talking about something, and they'll get some ideas, and then they'll say, oh, we should make that a category.
Sure.
So it's done backwards, as opposed to it's like, oh, this should be a category. It's like, oh, these are good picks. Let's make that a category so we can pick them in that category. Right? It's set up a little backwards. Just saying, from a technical perspective. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort Casino inbox.
Jay's Spider-Man Reid says, because I'm also an old chewed-up toy, I'm on your side.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Spider-Man Reid is the handle? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, Max Bezozu, great point. Reid Wilkins is too indie rock for the EST drafts.
That's very good. Okay, is our guest here, Coop? Okay, so we'll have Ref Week at about 20 after. We got Jay's Play of the Day. We have Buying or Selling coming up. Here's Coop.
Day 1, Week 10, Elks injury report. Joel DeBlanco did not practice due to a hamstring injury, while David Beard, Jared Brinkman, and Kenny Logan Jr. were limited. Plus, Nick Anderson was a full participant. And a good sign coming from BC Lions quarterback Nathan Rourke taking first-team reps at practice today. BC's next game is Saturday against Hamilton. And down south, Zay Flowers has signed a 4-year extension in Baltimore, becoming the 4th highest-paid receiver in the NFL. To baseball, the Jays and Astros play Game 2 of 3 total in their set. First pitch just after 6 o'clock. Trey Savage starts for Toronto. Hayden Wozniacki countering for Houston. West Coast League action. The Riverhawks and Bells start their game just after 7:30. EST's audio streams joins the game in progress following the replay of the VIP Golf Show. And here in Edmonton, Canada, Slovakia hit the ice at 5 o'clock in the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. On now, it's Switzerland and Sweden tied at 2 apiece at the end of 20 minutes. This sports update is brought to you by Say the Reid Sport Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas at Say the Reid Sport Medicine. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at saythereidsportmed.ca to book an appointment today. Show carries on following the break here in Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The oil stream.
You're going to say that McDavid doesn't win a cup in the next 2 years and then still takes $8 to $10 million below market value to try to make it work here?
Crazier things have happened.
I don't know if they have. I honestly don't know if anything crazier than that has happened.
The 12.5 for 2 years was the craziest thing ever. No one
This would be crazier
that.
Because you gave them 2.5 years, 2 years.
And then they messed up.
And they blew it.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
I know I've been crowding you lately. I want to give you your space.
Who are you talking to?
Our basement.
Need extra space at home? Get it back with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
River Cree Resort and Casino and CFCW present All Shook Up, an afternoon tribute with the King, featuring 3 of the world's best Elvis tribute artists. August 16th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Somewhere, someone is sitting on a patio that is literally part of the parking lot. They're hot, uncomfortable, and bored. Do not be that person. The Canadian Brewhouse has a rooftop, real turf, misters, fire tables, patio games, big screens, and 0 reason to be bored. This summer, your standards are higher than a parking lot, and you know it. The Canadian Brewhouse, Canada's best patios.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation with options for every style and budget. Open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
All right, hope you're having a great Tuesday. Hope you had a great long weekend. Jay and I and the Coob are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. The wing flavor of the month at Canadian Brewhouse. How about this? Are we trying this tomorrow? Is this for sure?
Yeah, I should.
We got to figure it out.
Check in with Patty.
Yeah, we don't have we know there's stuff on our show tomorrow. We don't know when it's going to happen. The wing flavor of the month for August: bourbon peach, flame grilled wings tossed in a rich bourbon peach glaze that blends smooth, smoky warmth with sweet, juicy peach flavor. How about that? And you can get 69-cent wings every Wednesday all day.
That description makes me salivate.
That's very poetic. That's a beautiful description. All right. We're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio.
It's Jay. It's play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Presented by Play Alberta. When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. You have to be 18 and older to play, and if you gamble, use your game sense.
That's a penalty on Reid Wilkins.
We got a flag.
Rob Skaggs, who was on Ref Week last week.
Yeah.
Second longest tenured in the ref in the CFL. Wonderful guest. Was right here in studio. He brought us the ref jersey, of which I'm going to get framed because we want to put it up in the office. He supplied an early flag. So you can now throw the flag on me, Reid. Now, didn't he say...
This is for us to keep?
Well, I want to put it in the pocket of the jersey.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that it looks the part.
Yeah.
Because didn't he say that the flags now are orange? Or they're different?
Or they a different shade of yellow? I'm not sure.
Maybe they were orange, now they're yellow.
I can't remember.
Something like that. But yeah, he just poked his head in here, gave this to me. So there's a flag on you, Reid.
That's incredible.
10 yards for looking so
I'm
good.
penalized once again. Yes.
I'll keep this short and sweet. Jay's play of the day. Blue Jays, Astros. I'm going to go over 8.5 total runs. Obviously, yesterday was a 3-1 victory for the Blue Jays. I think the bats got to keep cracking at these Blue Jays team. What are they? 6 games back right now?
They're 4 out of the wild card. Yeah.
4 out of the wild card, which doesn't sound like a lot, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams they've got to jump to get there. But who knows? Who knows what happens? Thought it was interesting for the Varsho walk yesterday over to his new team.
Yeah.
So that's it. Blue Jays, Astros over 8.5 total runs. That's been boosted to plus 105. The over has cashed 60 times in Houston's 114 games. So well over 50% of their games the over has cashed. They like to hit the ball, and if the Blue Jays want to get back in this, they're going to have to as well. So that's what over at playalberta.ca. Click on sports, click on EST specials. And if you haven't yet, go to playalberta.ca/EST for more details. And Reid, always remember to use your game sense.
It's Jay. It's play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
All right, and we're going to talk about flags being thrown next in buying or selling, and that'll lead nicely into Ref Week continuing at about 20 after 4 with volleyball official Carol Boulanger. She's already here, ready to rock and roll. I think she brought her own ref stand to climb up on. So
she'll just be looking down on us.
She'll just be higher up, giving us yellow cards, perhaps. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Check out the River Cree mobile app, free to download, get exclusive offers and promotions, get show tickets, make reservations for hotel rooms and restaurants. It's safe, secure, and it's easy to use. Our off-topic topic for William Huff, a time you got lost while driving. We've had some great submissions there. You have one?
Well, going to a backwoods camping spot out near Catamount. This comes in from Big Uke. On a quadding trip was a spot we have been to only once before. There was the classic Y in the road, and whoever was the navigator, he says in brackets, my mom, may have looked at the map upside down.
Oh, no.
And we went left when we should have gone right. GPS at that point was just a truck on a black screen, as it didn't even know there was roads. We ended up getting to the point where we thought we should have arrived by that point, pulled over and double-checked things, discovered the error. Luckily enough, had enough space to turn around without unhooking anything, as we had a fifth wheel and a quad trailer. Arrived to site around 1 a.m., where we should have been there roughly 5 hours sooner.
Oh, my goodness.
The old upside-down map.
That's tough.
That is tough.
That's tough. 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. If you have us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, thanks for using those streaming apps. Remember to spread the word about how people can consume Edmonton Sports Talk. And if you are on YouTube and you have not yet done so, click the thumbs up button. We want to get to over 100 thumbs every show. We will have buying or selling for Damon Bunting when we get back. Did the Elks get a raw deal with one of the calls on Saturday? We'll discuss.
The Lock Shop.
I gotta realize this happens. I was legitimately shaking. I'm like, oh my God. Or I just press it a couple times. I go and I say to the girl, you're not gonna believe this. I just hit the ground. And she's like, oh, let's go. So I hand the thing in. I get $2,500 in 20s. I think I was just wearing Crocs. I had shorts on. I had no wallet or anything like that. So I have 2 bands.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Ford, Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Looking for a delicious meal without the hassle? Head to Pasta Pantry in Sherwood Park, your home of the game day meal. From handcrafted fresh pasta with rich homemade sauces to ready-to-heat family meals, Pasta Pantry brings authentic Italian flavor straight to your table. For over 30 years, Pasta Pantry has served hot, delicious comfort food made right in our kitchen. We do it fast so you can slow down. Visit Pasta Pantry in Sherwood Park today and taste the difference fresh makes. Pasta Pantry, real food, real fast, real good.
Kickoff is coming. Are you in? August 15th. Elks, Argos at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Family Day presented by Goodwill Industries of Alberta. Youth 17 and under get in free for an early afternoon contest. Conditions apply. Plus, come experience a surprise halftime that will be sure to pop. Every catch, every tackle, every touchdown. The best way to experience it is being there when it happens. Edmonton Elks. Our city, our year. Tickets and info at goelks.com/tickets.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Day 1, Week 10, Elks injury report. Joe DeBlanco did not practice with a hamstring injury. David Beard, Jared Brinkman, and Kenny Logan Jr. were all limited, while Nick Anderson was a full participant. From BC, Lions quarterback Nathan Rourke took first-team reps at practice this morning. BC's next game is Saturday against the Tiger Cats. And down south, Zay Flowers has signed a 4-year extension, re-upping with the Ravens to become the 4th highest-paid receiver in the NFL. To baseball, the Jays and Astros play Game 2 of their 3-game set. That goes just after 6 o'clock. Trey Savage, the man to start for Toronto. Hayden Wozniacki countering for the Astros. West Coast League action. The Riverhawks just Roughriders, 2 games left in their regular season. They face the Bells just after 7:30. EST's audio stream joins the game in progress following the replay of the VIP Golf Show in Edmonton, Canada. And Slovakia hit the ice at 5 o'clock at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. On now it's Switzerland with a 3-2 lead on Sweden early in the second period. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
So here are a couple of key numbers from the Elks' loss to the Roughriders on Saturday. 10 and 92, as in the Elks took 10 penalties for 92 yards. In there, Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, just I'm kind of doing this off the top of my head. They had 2 conduct penalties. Then also the coach got one. Mm-hmm. They had a too many men penalty. They had 2 roughing the passer penalties. Mm-hmm. So that's 6 out of the 10 right there that are probably easily avoidable. I can't remember all 10 of them, but those were all pretty significant. So we're going to dive into buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, Instagram handle of Damon Bunting Real Estate. And because of these penalties accumulating, there was a player who was ejected from the contest.
Correct. Noah Taylor was ejected for it would be 2 objectionable conduct penalties. Just looking. Yeah, his first was in the first quarter. The second came in the second quarter as an embellishment penalty.
Right.
And the problem I have here is, was it embellishment? Sure. Okay. You can say that was embellished. Did he get, that happens, Reid. That happens a lot. And I've never once seen a flag thrown on embellishment. Really, it's a rare penalty in football in general. Okay? But did he get hit? Yes. Was he trying to draw a penalty? Yes. That happens. Okay? So why does a CFL ref choose to throw the second objectionable conduct penalty on a player when you could have easily just left this thing in your pocket and not thrown anything? That did not warrant a penalty, in my opinion. Because guess what? If you're going to call that, then every time you have a receiver that flops just from the slightest touch, or a receiver that feels they were pushed off, well, then guess what? You have to now call embellishment because you've set the precedent on what should have been a no call. Now, you say, well, did they know? Should have they known that was his second penalty? Yes, they are very well aware of what players are on the brink of being kicked out of the game for too many objectionable conducts or too many 15-yard penalties, major penalties. They were aware of that. That is not the way that Noah Taylor's game should have ended, in my opinion. Because now you're going to have Mark Kilam on the sideline saying, okay, where's the embellishment on that? You know how many times that happens when an offensive lineman's getting up and someone gives them a shot and they fall down? That happens a lot. Watch for it. And now you're saying as a ref crew there that called that, well, I hope to God you're calling that for the rest of the year, because now you're held up to that standard.
I understand what you're saying about it setting a precedent and that maybe that isn't often called in football. Now, I didn't see it live. I didn't realize it was embellishment till after the game. I knew it was his second penalty because he was leaving the game. But my counter to that would be, okay, just don't do it. You know you've got the first flag against you. You know the second penalty is going to get you kicked out of the game. So why do it? It's like these hockey players who, well, I didn't really hook them. Well, then don't put your stick up there where it might look like you're hooking. Just don't do it. Show discipline. And that's why the Elks lost. Part of the reason the Elks lost, they didn't show enough discipline. I said it on X after the game. They took too many boneheaded penalties. So whether you want to call them undisciplined, to use a more polite word, unnecessary, but they didn't show enough maturity in some key moments in that game. I understand what you're saying to a degree, but I'm also saying if you don't want to risk getting a penalty, then don't even take the risk, especially something like that. I saw the footage after the game. He was clearly embellishing. He was clearly going over the top. And the ref said, to heck with you. I'm gonna call you flag for embellishing. You're not just stumbling a little bit.
Stay out of the way.
You're swimming.
No.
You're swimming.
Stay out of the way. You're not here. You're not the reason 30,000+ fans showed up to watch you stripes.
But it's their job to call penalties.
That's not a penalty.
Sure it is.
No,
it's not. He embellished.
Then call it on every quarter of every CFL game.
That was worse. You can call an embellishment. Not to that degree. I've never seen a guy swim like that to that degree. Like, oh, look at me going down.
It happens a lot. It just shouldn't have been called. Okay, you're right, though, Reid. I'm not discounting the fact that Noah Taylor, probably shouldn't have done that. Maybe he was trying to make up for his earlier, and I think somebody asked, what were the actual penalties called? Objectional conduct is what was called.
You're allowed 2 of those.
Right.
Second one, you're out.
Which
I don't mind that they have that.
No,
but guys have been ejected on those before.
Yeah, you know when they're ejected is for hitting with their head at the crown of their helmet twice, or because the first penalty on him was contacting a ref.
Right.
Okay.
Well, yeah, lipping off is part of objectionable conduct. If you keep going at a ref and you get 2 flags.
I believe it was that he contacted
the
ref.
first one, yes.
Okay, so now who has a bullseye on your back? Noah Taylor. You cannot contact officials. I would never argue that for the remaining days on earth.
Right.
That is just something you cannot do. Stop affecting the game. Like, that's the worst. Do you think the outcome of the game would have been different had that call happened or not happened?
No idea.
I don't think so. I don't think it was a huge momentum shift either way. He was trying to, after a made field goal, maybe push them back and have them re-kick it. Like, that's not something that doesn't happen on the regular. I'm telling you. Like, if you start watching for that, you'll see a lot more little shoves that turn into people falling on their back. I just hope now the CFL is calling those as tight as they did here, rather than trying to maybe make a point of a player who touched an official or made contact with an official. I just don't like when referees inject themselves into the game.
See, but that's fine. But my counter would be, okay, so there's a lot of talk, especially in the wake of Ed Hervey's interview with the panel on Saturday and his appearance on the Nielsen show this morning, about the culture, the culture. Okay, fine. Have a culture where you don't take dumb penalties, Jay. It's that simple. Don't be that guy. Don't be swimming around in front of the ref saying, "Oh, look at me, he's pushing me." Okay, fine. Maybe sometimes you got to take a shove and chop and drop off the field. Maybe Noah Taylor has to say, like, "Oh, looks like I'm under your skin, eh? I'll see you in 4 plays."
Sure.
Or whatever. That would be my bigger picture. I understand that there is embellishment at times in all sports. Certainly, we talked about it a lot at the World Cup. We asked the FIFA referees about it last week, and they said, of course, players embellish, but sometimes it might still be a penalty. Yeah, maybe Saskatchewan could have got a rough play one on that one as well, but I still think in that instance, he was guilty of embellishment, and he, as a player, should be smarter, right? It's like the guy in a scrum in hockey, he face washes a guy and gets a penalty. And then he's kind of like, well, I didn't actually punch him. No, but you put your hand where it shouldn't be, and the ref decided enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have any sympathy for Taylor or the Elks in this situation. Like, just play smarter, play with more discipline. What does Ed Hervey always talk about? We want guys who put the team first. And I'm not saying Taylor is a bad
but how many
person.
times have you seen that result in the penalty against the other team?
I don't care.
I know, but
I really don't care. They did it in that situation.
These guys play to the rule book. They play to the parameters in which the CFL is reffed. That usually results in a penalty against a Saskatchewan player, not embellishing. That's a tactic. That's the same tactic as you were just talking about in soccer, where a player embellishes and then their teams are getting their backs up against the wall, and they need to take a break and lie on the ground for another 40 seconds. Right? That's a tactic. And from what you've seen in the CFL thus far, it's usually the aggressor that draws the penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand what Noah Taylor was doing there. But if you're going to call anything, don't call embellishment.
I agree it was an unusual call, but I do think he did embellish. And again, if you don't want to get a penalty, don't do something that might be a penalty. Keep yourself in the game. Put your team first. That's really what I think.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the Roughriders are angels. I'm whatever. I'm just looking at that particular situation, and I'm looking at it again in a game in which the Elks took several unnecessary penalties. Okay, so why is Taylor in that situation? Because he did something obviously wrong to begin with, touching an official. You know you can't, like maybe he thinks, I'm going to get away with this embellishment. Maybe he thinks that. The first penalty is inexcusable. I think you just said that yourself. So he's in that situation because he did something that he knows is absolutely over the line. You do not manhandle the officials. Okay?
Yeah. And I didn't see how much manhandling he did or whether he just pushed an official. But regardless, that's just a no-no. You're going to get called for that, and nor should you do that.
This is my point then. Calm down and show some discipline and put the team first. Buying or selling for Damon Bunting. Let us know what you think. 780-218-9999. River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Post in the nasty chat on YouTube. You can email reid@edmontonsportstalk.com, jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. Well, we'll get the view from an official as we continue Ref Week next.
Day 1, Week 10, Elks injury report. Joe DeBlanco did not practice with a hamstring injury, while David Beard, Jared Brinkman, and Kenny Logan Jr. were all limited. Plus, Nick Anderson was a full participant, and a good sign for the Lions quarterback. Nathan Rourke took first-team reps at practice today. BC's next game is Saturday against Hamilton. Down south, Zay Flowers, he signed a 4-year extension in Baltimore, becoming the 4th highest-paid receiver in the NFL. While in baseball, the Jays and Astros have Game 2. They're set starting just after 6. Trey Savage on the bump for Toronto. Hayden Wozniacki countering for Houston. And 3 matches about to get underway in baseball. Nationals, Phillies warming up while the Athletics are about to take on the Reds. At the Hlinka Gretzky Cup, Switzerland currently leads Sweden 4-3. Preliminary action, second period from the downtown community arena here in Edmonton. And later on, Rogers Place puck drop at 5 o'clock. Canada takes on Slovakia. This sports update is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. It doesn't start on game day. It starts before kickoff. Get your single game tickets today and be there for every hit, catch, and touchdown. Lock in your seats now at goelks.com/tickets. Ref Week continues here on the Reid Wilkins Show following the break on Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Marshall Ferguson, CFL on TSN.
I mean, heck, guys, I was covering the Philpott Bowl last week. During the pregame introductions, they're like, number 85, Jalen Philpott, and the crowd popped. Like, with my headset on, I took my headset off, I'm like, oh my God, did they just actually lose their minds in a pregame introduction? That never happens in the CFL. So, homegrown heroes, to me, the Alouettes have probably got 2 of the top 5 when it comes to Tyson and Davis Alexander right now. It's just 3 out of
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense. At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
I know I've been crowding you lately. I want to give you your space.
Who are you talking to?
Our basement.
Need extra space at home? Get it back with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
All right, hope you're having a great afternoon. Edmonton Elks head coach Mark Kilam will join us at 5 o'clock to talk about the penalties. Jay and I were just discussing some other key moments from the game against the Roughriders, and of course, we'll look ahead to the showdown against the Montreal Alouettes, second meeting of the season between these two teams. Remember, they met in the Elks home opener, and the Elks won it in overtime on a rushing touchdown by Cody Fajardo. 1 o'clock game on Saturday, so at noon on Saturday, the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show with Matt and Milne. Usually when we have a guest, we go to the Oil Country Towing hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years, whether it's game day or a snowstorm. We work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. But often we're lucky enough to have a guest in person, and we extend Ref Week with Carol Boulanger. Close enough?
Close, good, yeah, as good as it gets. Yep, absolutely.
Thanks a lot for coming in. It's great to see you. I know we were emailing and texting a little bit last week to prep for the interview. So you are a volleyball official.
I am. I'm a national volleyball referee.
And how long have you been doing that?
31 years.
31 years. Wow. Okay.
31 years.
So you're based here at Edmonton?
Based in Edmonton. And I'm also a beach official as well. So I've been doing that for 26 years.
Oh, geez. Okay. Well, this is great.
So lots of stories.
Because there we have, because we had someone last week who does flag football. So a lot of the questions were about, okay, what's the difference between tackle football and flag football?
Right.
So, but we like the origin story, because let's face it, if you are an official, you're a bit of a hero, so you have an origin story. What set you on the path? Like before you were this high level volleyball official, what were the early days like?
So, right. Yeah. Spent 11 years up in Fort McMurray, moved up there for work and playing ladies league in the Thickwood League. And they needed officials. And so I thought, well, I'm a player. I've played almost all my life. So why not take the course? And so I took the course, and that was an interesting awakening in that it's a different perspective up on the stand rather than being on the floor as a player.
So once your career so I assume you start doing what, junior high school, or rec, I don't know, rec league or stuff like that, men's, women's?
They threw me right in, and I started doing high school. I actually coached for 9 years as well. So I coached at the elementary and junior high level. And so I was doing high school right away.
Okay, so and this is the part of the story we've found interesting with people we've talked to in the past. At some point, there's that progression. There's that, like, hey, you're good enough to do this, so you have to recognize that in yourself, and then you also have to realize, like, oh, I can do this, but it's time commitment. Maybe it's rearranging other things in your life, so you got to be willing to do that. When did that step come for you, where you're kind of like, oh man, I'm one of the elite officials here?
Well, so I went working for McMurray, just doing college lines and score, actually, and just kind of learning the speed of the ball and where to get your eyes, so just anticipating the play. But then moved back down to Edmonton, and I remember going to a MacEwan College game. So now they're a university, but when it was a college, one of my friends, Mel Varga, was refereeing, and I looked down and I just went, I can do this. I can do this, because at the time I was a provincial, which is the second level. And I thought, well, first of all, there's not a lot of female officials. And second of all, my competitive nature, I'm like, I can do this. So I just started really working a lot, almost every day.
Okay, so when you work a match, are you always up top? Or are you the ump? And then there's I would call them lines people. I'm not sure what they're called nowadays. Or do you rotate through those positions? How does it work?
Right. Yeah, we used to call them major and minor, but that would, it almost puts a hierarchy on it. So Volleyball Canada changed it. So now we're R1, R2, and associate officials.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, yes, I would do R1, R2, line, score, assistant score, everything.
So you're all over the map. You got to know everything.
Right.
Okay. And what's just for an example's sake, what's the highest international or like a big event or a couple big events that you've worked?
So, you know what? I thought, geez, after 31 years, I actually went into my LinkedIn account and looked because I thought I have a lot of experience. So as R1, R2, I would say like Terry Daniluk from the U of A Bears, he used to host something called Can-Am.
Yeah.
And this is when I was a level 2 official and I was reffing like Pepperdine versus Indiana Purdue.
Yeah.
The Bears versus UBC and all of these big universities. And I used to doing it by myself because working the day during the tournament, usually a lot of people couldn't work. But then in the weekend, we would have an R2, so a floor official who's like calling the net, so on and so forth.
Okay.
And so that's a really big tournament that I've worked for beach nationals. So nationals in Toronto, what's really neat there is there's quite a few Olympians that have played at nationals. Oh, wow. So like Josh Binstock, Melissa Paradis, Martin Reeder, and Heather Bainsley, and having to officiate these people is out of this world.
So you said you've been officiating for 31 years.
Correct.
So if I'm not mistaken, that takes us back to 1995?
31 years.
Ish. Let's say right around.
Well, I started in actually 1996.
Okay, sure. So yeah, it's roundabout. But the general question, like when you started, how many female officials would you run into when you were going out and doing work?
Not many.
Not many, right? So did you find, because now I think, even in basketball, volleyball, officials are male, female, you get a mix. It's not, it's not always a male that's doing it. Did you find at the start that people would try and take advantage of that or try and say, because this was a male coach talking to you and saying, well, you can talk down to me, or you know what I mean? Like, did you find at the start that it was different than it is now, in terms of being a female official?
That's an interesting question. I feel that I built up my reputation so that I got pretty well known in that I don't put up with much. Not to say I'm a hard ass, but just I have a reputation of being very fair and approachable. So I guess, but now times have changed. There's quite a few more female officials and doing multiple parts. So back in the day, so when I was working, it was an international match for World League down in Calgary. And I was scorekeeping the first night. And somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, Carol, how come you're not out on the line?" And I said, "Well, this is the assignment I was given. I'm more than pleased to be working just to be a part of it." So then the next day I was put on a line, which I found very intriguing because I was the only female official who did a line at this level at that time in Calgary. And so that was very interesting.
So, all right, we want to get into, you mentioned you're not a hard ass, but you're fair. You don't take a lot. We'll save that for after the break, because that's a big part of why people listen to this. They want to know how refs deal with being lipped off at or disagreements. But I want to ask you a little bit about beach volleyball, which has gotten pretty big, I guess, over the last 20 or 30 years. I mean, it's in the Olympics. How, I think, there's still 3 hits, but, there's only 2 players. How much of a transition is it to go from reffing gym volleyball to beach volleyball? Do you have to get in a different mindset for those matches?
For me, it's I've been doing this for so long. It's like a switch.
Okay.
I just go, okay, it's beach, and just go. And you just bone up on the rules that have changed me for that year and that age class, and then you just do your job.
Okay, this is a very technical question, but we're
Okey-doke.
talking the difference.
Let's go.
We're talking the difference between court volleyball and beach volleyball. Is there a different interpretation of a carry from hard court volleyball to beach volleyball? Because I'll be honest, when I watch beach, they are lobbing that thing in
I
there.
agree. Or you see it's like almost turning it with a
right,
tip
and
or
instead of
whatever.
spiking it, pointing it down. Like, what's the difference in terms of how much you can carry or potentially double hit a ball in beach volleyball as opposed to court?
Okay, well, Carrie is my friend from Concordia University, Carrie Bookberger. So carry is not actually a term that we use in our vocabulary and verbiage. It's either caught or thrown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So maybe you're referring to that kind of deep dishy sort of set.
Yes.
And Volleyball Canada has not quickened up the game, but changed the game more so to the indoor game. So where it's a quicker set. And so beach volleyball has gotten rid of the deep dish, as we call it.
I'm glad, as a former setter from almost 40 years ago, I'm happy to hear that. Well, because it'd be frustrating when you'd see somebody where they were almost like really absorbing it, and you feel like, wait a minute, I'm not doing that. Why are they doing that? How much more control are they getting out of it? So really, I think what Jay was getting at, though, sometimes you watch beach and you think, oh, like, can they do that in indoor volleyball? But you're saying the rules for a throw are pretty much the same no matter what.
Yeah, it's either caught or thrown.
Caught or thrown, okay.
Right.
So you don't call carries?
Carry, yeah, it's not a word that we use.
Is that, did they used to call?
I think we're old-fashioned, Jay.
I know we are, but
old school.
I know, but like, was
No
that
judgment.
not a call? Was that not a call, say, in the late 90s, early 2000s, where, no, that's a carry, right?
This was the sign, yeah.
Yeah. So that's no longer part
No
of the
longer.
vocabulary.
No longer
So
part
what
of
do
the
you call if somebody catches instead of throws?
That's a caught ball.
So it's caught ball.
It's a caught ball.
Okay, dead ball, point awarded.
Correct.
Okay. See, we're learning things.
There we go.
All right, so you've done a lot of beach volleyball then, and those are quicker games, are they not? Is it not rally point 15? I'm trying to remember now.
Right, 25.
Oh, that is 25 as well.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry, youth is 25. Adults are 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and that is. Have you done like bad weather games? How bad does it get until they say, okay, we can't play today?
Do you remember, I think it was May 28th of this year, it was one above, the wind was 64 kilometers, it was pouring rain, and I thought, oh goodness, why are we here? Okay, it's for the good of the game, and finally by 1 o'clock, Volleyball Alberta called it.
Where was this in town? Or
Yeah, John Fry.
And then it finally was like, okay, we can't.
No.
You wouldn't be serving into that wind. That wouldn't be.
No, yeah, the ball was so waterlogged and trying to serve into a 64-kilometer-hour wind is pretty impossible. So, yeah.
Okay.
It seems to me that volleyball has exploded. And maybe, I don't know, maybe you can help navigate this for me, but seems like any other sport. You can play volleyball, you can play basketball, you can play hockey year round. But I see these tournaments that are being held, for instance, at Northlands there, the Expo Center, where each hall is filled with 20 courts. And it's sport court in there, and they're going all day, all evening. Is that, how do you find the officials to officiate all that?
Yeah, those are officials from across Canada. And so, and from the States as well. So we'll bring up folks from, all across, going from Newfoundland to BC, and then folks coming in from the US as well. Yeah, and there's, I want to say it's capped at 254 teams.
That's one tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's all.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay, Carol, if you could stick around. Carol Boulanger is here, longtime volleyball, everything, referee, official. We want to ask about developing the next generation of officials because that's always important. And then we want to get into dealing with players and coaches who maybe think you're not having a great match and how they express that to you and how you respond. We have a flag here. It's a foot. You could maybe throw us as a yellow card. We could do a little like a roll thing. Like would Jay and I would say something and you decide whether or not we're getting a yellow card.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Anyway, that's coming up. Here comes Mark Kilam at 5. Don't forget. Here comes the Coop.
Day 1, Week 10 Elks injury report. Joe DeBlanco did not practice with a hamstring injury, while David Beard, Jared Brinkman, and Kenny Logan Jr. were limited. Plus, Nick Anderson was a full participant. The Elks face the Alouettes this week. And a good sign from BC Lions quarterback Nathan Rourke taking first-team reps at practice. BC's next game is Saturday against Hamilton. While down south, Zay Flowers has signed a 4-year extension with the Ravens to become the 4th highest-paid receiver in the NFL. To baseball, the Jays and Astros have Game 2. They're set starting just after 6 o'clock. Trey Savage the start for Toronto. Hayden Wozniacki countering for Houston. Underway, there's 2 games live, both top of the first, and runless. Athletics and Reds in action while the Angels match up with the Orioles. West Coast League action, the Riverhawks and Bells start their game just after 7:30. EST's Audio Streams joins the game in progress following the replay of the VIP Golf Show. And here in Edmonton, Canada, Slovakia hit the ice at 5 o'clock in the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. On now, Switzerland and Sweden. In the second period, Sweden taking a 5-4 lead. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Edmonton is expecting some changes this offseason, and I'm talking about your flooring. Paramount Flooring brings over 30 years of trusted service and expert installation. Visit their showroom open 7 days a week or online at paramountflooring.ca. The discussion continues here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Following the break here on Edmonton Sports Talk, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The EST Hangout.
I know that you're saying it's winning, that you need a winning culture. You need a head coach that needs to be the guy. And this head coach probably cheered more than the players did after they did that field goal. Yeah. Running around, headset off, all this stuff. Like, you see coaches like that in the NFL, and you're like, I want to play for that coach right now. Everybody in that locker room wants to play for that coach.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences. Plus, all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom. And from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
I know I've been crowding you lately. I want to give you your space.
Who are you talking to?
Our basement.
Need extra space at home? Get it back with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
2 guys and a goalie.
Building a team to win a cup this season. Nikita Kucherov or Matthew Tkachuk?
It's not going to be popular, but I'm going with Matthew Tkachuk.
You would.
Yeah.
I was wondering if he was enough to overcome just how awesome Kucherov is. Well, because Kucherov's won cups too.
Yeah, but I think there's so many intangibles with Matthew.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
All right, in the final hour of the show, we're going to qualify someone to go on a draw for AC/DC tickets.
Correct.
That concert's coming up at Commonwealth on Sunday. At the top of the hour, Mark Kilam will join us, the head coach of the Elks, for another edition of the Mark Kilam Show. And we've extended Ref Week into a Ref Week and a half. We're going to have somebody else tomorrow in studio today with longtime volleyball official Carol Boulanger. Carol, thanks again for coming by. We want to hit on a few more things with you here before Mark comes on. The refs we spoke to last week and last year, specifically when we're talking hockey, basketball, soccer, you have a position, but you also have to know the play. You might have to know a guy dribbles left or where's the rebound going to be contested. Volleyball, you're reffing a match. Well, that platform you're standing on. So how do you sort of compensate for that in volleyball, that you are restricted with your movement and your sight lines maybe?
I wish they'd come out with hoverboards. So anyway, with the stand, yeah, you're right. What I do, my little trick is I watch the setter's hands. If they're going forward, backwards, going for a pipe ball, whatever. And that's when I anticipate who's going to get the ball. And then I just set up my body and my eyes to where the ball is going to be. And then I just watch. I get this kind of window when I turn my body, and I get to see the hit, net, block, and first contact.
Okay, so when there's, and I mean, a lot of the infractions, I guess, if you want to call them that in volleyball, would be around the net, I would think.
Yes.
So what's the ref's responsibility, and then I always call them umpire, now they're the R2.
R2.
So do you divide up what you're looking at then?
Right. We do have very specific responsibilities in the rule book. And so the R1 is responsible for, ball handling, the net on the attacking side, and, calling the foot faults and so on and so forth. The R2, and, there's a plethora. The R2 is timeouts, substitutions, the blocking side of the net, the bottom part of the net, I should say.
Okay.
And rotation, things like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're reffing a match.
Okay.
You can maybe tell that a certain team feels they're getting the short end of the calls, or maybe they're not expressing it to you directly, but you're getting the odd glance, or you hear a teammate say something, or a coach. How do you handle that? Like you mentioned earlier, you're not a hard ass, but you do sort of have a line. How do you handle that with a coach or a player that you think is like, okay, you need to calm down a little bit?
Right. And that's a great question, because we had Lori Eisler in for a symposium one time, and we asked her that question, the association with the referees. And she said, we just want to be given the time of day. And I really took that to heart. And I thought, you know what? We're people just trying to referee a game for the good of the game. And so what I do, I will make eye contact with the coaches. And, yep, they'll give me the acknowledgement. Sometimes we have a little bit of a conversation, like across the court, just kind of like, oh, no, not there. But they will send over their captains and, have a discussion. But I'm always up for a conversation, as long as it's a conversation. So in that, if you're just here to yell at me, nope, that conversation's ended. But I will talk with you, absolutely. And that's the approachability of being a referee, is being approachable and also fair.
Yeah. We were talking just during the commercial. And of course, I mean, Jay and I talk about refs a lot on the show, but hockey's kind of the extreme. You hear the penalty box mic pick up a player going to the box, and the ref says back to him, it's like, yeah, that's fine. They just called each other some really bad words so that it's over. So volleyball has more like, and it's been a long time since I played volleyball, but I was the captain in grade 12. This was ages ago. But my coach said, you got to talk to the ref sometimes, but don't get angry. Ask for their interpretation or what they. So you're fine, even if you can tell the player's mad if they say, hey, could you tell me what you saw on that play? Like you're fine with that. But if they come up and say, hey, you blew that one, then that's when a yellow card might come out, or you might say, get away from me.
And that's the importance of knowing the rules and knowing the rule book verbiage. So when you, like if captain comes over and asks a question, what is your interpretation of this? And I just say, his foot hit the attack line for a back row attack.
Right.
It's just factual. It's just done. There's no room for interpretation because it's a factual call. But when it gets to ball handling, I can say, in my opinion, it was a caught ball.
Right.
And you can't argue with my opinion.
So then are players, do they usually come to you because they're saying, okay, maybe my guy did that, but did you notice number 5 on the other team? Is that kind of what they're getting at a lot of the time?
Sometimes they'll have a different opinion, of course. I remember I had one coach years ago. He was a university coach, and he actually kept score of ball handlings. And I'm like, oh, for goodness sake. He said, but there's 4 over here on our side, 1 over there. And I'm like, yeah, because your team had 4.
That's the nature of officiating, yes.
Yes, right.
It's not to make it even.
But he figured that I should have had some makeup calls. And I thought, that's really interesting. That would be very unfair.
Yeah.
So...
All right. Carol Boulanger joining us in studio. Ref Week. She's talking about volleyball, 3 decades reffing volleyball, indoor and beach, which is really cool. So we always like to ask this to the officials that we have on. That next generation, how healthy is volleyball with that? I mean, do you have a lot of younger people start and then not finish? How do you keep those people passionate and involved?
Right. When we run clinics, one of our first questions is, how familiar are you with volleyball? We get quite a few players and coaches actually taking the course. So their knowledge of volleyball is pretty good. Sometimes we get people who have never played the sport. And so that's different when you're trying to teach ball handling, what a double is and what is caught and what is thrown, what do we let go, so on and so forth. But most stay. We used to take 14-year-olds, but no longer because they were not being retained. So it's 16 and over. We do have a program through Volleyball Alberta that if they have a blue whistle, blue means new. And so if they're under 18, parents can see that, they have a blue whistle, they're newer to the sport. So you should be a little bit more understanding, kinder, gentler, so on and so forth. And also 2 newer officials. We have a really good program here in Alberta. So when club volleyball is happening, like age class, from January to May, we have mentors walking around. So a place like Saville, and there will be tournaments going on, so on and so forth. And they are educating the referees as the day is going on. And so, this happened in your match. This is how we can correct it. And we just better the situation. And it's for the good of the game. And so that's a really good program that we have. And then at the higher levels, so any international events, you will always have evaluators. And after every game, here in Edmonton specifically, we debrief after every match.
Right.
Yeah, at the super high levels. So, yeah.
So is at international levels, because the International Federation of Volleyball, they have, I'm not sure how long ago it was, but there's video review, right? At international levels?
Yes, they brought it in now.
So have you ever been, on that officiating crew for an international level because this is something that's relatively new to volleyball, is it not?
Right. No, I have not. However, we tried it at the U of A for the Pandas tournament with Lori Eisler. She has a New Year's tournament that she hosts every year. And we thought we'd give it a try at the U of A. And so they set up the cameras, and lo and behold, guess who got the first match of the day to try it out? And so it was Doug Reimer from UBC versus Dalhousie. And they were just, they couldn't wait to start to try it. And so I did call a back row attack on UBC, and Doug Reimer jumps up, and I want a video review. And it was very excitable. And so it was cool. So we brought it up on the screen and saw that it indeed was a back row attack because her foot touched the line and the ball passed over the height of the net. So, the ball was atop of the height of the net. So, that was pretty cool. But when I did lines for the international match, we didn't have that. And so it was really interesting because here I am. We did it at the Saddle Dome in Calgary, and it was a World League opener, and it was Canada versus Cuba. And I remember I was on the long line 1, and I remember looking down, seeing this fellow who was sitting at the table, and he just had his eyes staring on me, and I thought, okay, just focus on your job and do your thing. And I remember the ball was hit, and I called out. And the ref kind of looks at me, and the player kind of argued with the up official. And I thought, the ball was out. But, we're not supposed to show any emotion because there's all these cameras on us. So anyway, I was overruled. And I'm like, okay. So he just saw something different. But it was funny because up in the stands behind me, I heard this dad who must have known me. He goes, "You were right, Carol."
That's great.
So I thought, whew, okay. But now that they have the instant replay, and also they've gotten rid of, at the really high levels, they've gotten rid of the lines people. They do the eagle eye for calling lines.
Really? Oh,
very
okay.
similar to what they do in tennis.
Sure. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Carol, this was fascinating. Thanks a lot for coming in. Incredible career, and we wish you all the best as you continue working with the next generation, because we know that that's really important to you as well. Carol Boulanger for Ref Week. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
It's 5 to 5. Mark Kilam, head coach of your Edmonton Elks, is coming up with the Mark Kilam Show.
Kickoff is coming. Are you in? August 15th. Elks, Argos at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Family Day presented by Goodwill Industries of Alberta. Youth 17 and under get in free for an early afternoon contest. Conditions apply. Plus, come experience a surprise halftime that will be sure to pop. Every catch, every tackle, every touchdown. The best way to experience it is being there when it happens. Edmonton Elks. Our city, our year. Tickets and info at goelks.com/tickets. Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, "Great job." Happy hour. Your boss said, "Per my last email." Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
River Cree Resort and Casino and CFCW present All Shook Up, an afternoon tribute with the King, featuring 3 of the world's best Elvis tribute artists. August 16th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
I know I've been crowding you lately. I want to give you your space.
Who are you talking to?
Our basement.
Need extra space at home? Get it back with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Day 1, Week 10 Elks injury report. Joel DeBlanco did not practice with a hamstring injury. David Beard, Jared Brinkman, and Kenny Logan Jr. were limited, while Nick Anderson was a full participant. And in BC, Lions quarterback Nathan Rourke took first-team reps at practice this morning. BC's next game is Saturday against Hamilton. In baseball, the Jays and Astros have Game 2 of their set starting just after 6 o'clock. Treyas Savage starts for Toronto. Hayden Wozniacki countering for Houston. Live now in baseball, 4 games underway. Bottom second inning, Angels, Orioles runless, while the Mets and Guardians have that same score entering the second frame. West Coast League action. The Riverhawks Bells start their game just after 7:30. EST's audio stream joins that one in progress following the replay of the VIP Golf Show. Back here in Edmonton, Canada, Slovakia, just about to get underway at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. On now, Switzerland and Sweden. are in the third period. It's a 5-4 lead for Sweden in that one. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The third hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, hope you're having a great afternoon. Big thanks to Carol Boulanger coming in 3 decades as a volleyball official. Awesome stories and perspective from her as we've extended Ref Week for another couple of days. We'll have another official joining us tomorrow. Of course, it is Tuesday at 5 o'clock, so that means it is a segment of the show always presented by the Edmonton Elks. You can kick off the second half of the season with a 5-game ticket pack and get a $25 voucher. Get your half-season pass today at goelks.com/tickets. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year. The team now 6-2 after a tight one against the Riders on Saturday afternoon. And, of course, we welcome head coach Mark Kilam back to the show. Mark, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing? Mark, we can't hear you. Can you hear us? Okay. Our Zach will help you with the technical side of it. Mark's all ready to go. Lots to talk about from that game, as we always do. We always do a quick look back and then look ahead. Another game against Montreal coming up on Saturday. They got some outstanding players on their side, so this is going to be a tough one. They've only lost once, and that was to Edmonton and in overtime. So they're a tough out, as we know, and this will mark the halfway point of the season. This will be the 9th game of the year for the Elks. So, I mean, they've been doing pretty well. Big crowd on Saturday. So, I mean, basically, you've sort of seen. I mean, look, I know it's a 9-team league and things can happen quickly. You've sort of seen Edmonton, Saskatchewan, and Montreal, I think, emerge at this point. Calgary's 500, but they look pretty dangerous, and then they start 0-2. Oh, there he is. Okay, we got him. Mark, I think we got you now. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are
Thanks
you
a
guys
lot.
doing?
Yeah, we're doing great. Thanks a lot for joining us. As there always is, a lot to talk about, but I'm going to start with the crowd story. 31,757. Great crowd at Commonwealth. I was there with my mom and dad. I got to ask you, though, Mark, because I've been doing this a while and talking to a lot of people. Primarily football and hockey are the athletes and coaches I've talked to over the years. But often I'll say, once the game starts, how much do you actually hear? Sometimes people say...
Of the crowd?
Yeah, because some guys have told me, you know what, Reid, once the game starts, I don't hear anything.
I took it off at one point just so I could listen to it because the sound was so sweet of the noise. Just having noise in that building was awesome. I thought the crowd was awesome. I didn't care if there was a rider contingent. It doesn't matter. You're adding to the atmosphere. You're adding to what the game feels like being down at field level, and I thought it was outstanding.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that you took a moment to actually hear it and soak it. And I guess for a football coach, it's a little different because you got the headset on most of the game. But okay, I wanted to ask that. I was just curious about how much you heard and how much you took in.
No, I thought it was awesome. It was right out of the gate too, which was awesome. So, I was disappointed we couldn't get the 2 points for all the fans that attended. But I was so fired up that even after the delay, everybody was still there. Which was awesome. So full credit to the fans.
Yeah, it was very cool, Mark. I was there with my wife and kids, and first place we went was up top because I'm like, girls, you got to see how Daddy experienced this team back in the day, and it was just it was very encouraging to be sitting up there, and I was up there with my co-host for the Elks, the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show, Matthew Awanek, and we were watching the first beautiful drive that you guys put together for a score, and just how you could see it unfold up there. It was magnifique. Awesome. I hope that continues. But let's get into this game. We're getting some questions, obviously, about Saturday's game, and then we'll move on to Montreal. But look, you've had some time to look back on the film. I mean, let's just cut the BS. There was penalties. There was a lack of running game and a lack of red zone efficiency. I think that was, the telltale signs of this game from an Elks perspective. But upon further reflection, what was your biggest contributing factor to the loss on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the head with those things. I'll talk about those in a minute, but even with that, we had an opportunity with 3 minutes to go to drive down and get points. And, we went backwards. We took a penalty. We went backwards on that. We ended up punting. Punt team gave up a 16-yard punt return, which we were fortunate to draw on. And then defense had a 10-play drive against them to run out the clock. So, I mean, it was a 3-phase missed opportunity at the end of the game. We pride ourselves on a team that finds a way at the end of the game. I mean, take the week before as a perfect example of that. So, that was the biggest lesson that I think that we took from the game, is that when you have opportunities, you have to take advantage of them. And that, speaking on the penalties, they caught up to us. We'd been able to overcome them at certain times in other games, including the week before. We couldn't do that this game. And so we addressed it, and it's not something that I'm going to harp on every day. I put it on the team, and the leadership on the team knows what I'm talking about. And, I think, I'm hopeful that we're improved in that area. And then red zone, I mean, it's all hands on deck for us. It's been something that has been something that we've been working on closed doors. It's not a secret that, we're not where we want to be down there. The positive, like I said before, is that we're getting down there a ton. We're getting a lot of opportunities, but it's not just one thing that is forcing us to kick field goals and not score touchdowns. And then the flip side of that is our defensive red zone has to improve. So it's not just on the offensive side. It's both. Our O&D have to be better in the red zone. And we know we have to be better in that area if we want to go where we want to go this year. And so we're working on it.
Mark, I'm going to be the guy again that asked about the penalties. I asked you about this earlier in the season. I think David Beard took a late hit penalty, and you said, look, he's an O-lineman trying to tackle a guy after an interception. You said you're not going to lose your mind over that one. Like, a note I made for myself was preventable penalties. You got conduct penalties. You got a too many men. I don't know if you put the roughing the passer ones in those categories, but I guess I'm asking, do you look at some of the penalties from this past weekend as preventable, as avoidable?
No doubt. I mean, any kind of operational penalty you should never have. We had 13 men. You should never have that. That's a substitution error. I'm not going to make excuses why that happened. We had them. I had a misconduct penalty when I disagreed with an embellishment penalty that we had. So, I mean, all that, those are penalties that you shouldn't have. You're going to have there if you play football with a high intensity level and a full commitment level, you're going to have compete penalties. Whereas that could be, a pass interference that gets called, or, there's you can't play the game full speed without having, crossing that fine line sometimes, but those are compete penalties. But all the other ones we got to take out of our game. We can't punt the ball out. We can't kick the ball out of bounds. Those are preventable penalties. Like I said, operational penalties and any kind of, misconduct style penalties. We can't have those.
Mark Kilam joining us here for the Mark Kilam Show presented by the Edmonton Elks. Look, you said it, and I just want to go back to this because it's so strange to me is that you and your team lead the CFL in red zone opportunities. You get there the most out of anybody in the CFL, but you're one of 3 teams that are under 50% in terms of converting that into touchdowns. Is this something, I'm not going to ask you, hey, Mark, X and O's, tell me how you're going to get in the end zone more, but is this something that you're finding? Like, do players in the locker room get frustrated with this? Do you guys as a staff kind of scratch your head and maybe get a little bit frustrated? Because you move the ball very well. And then when you get to this one area that is called the red zone, or some people call it the green zone, it just doesn't happen as easily. How does the team handle that?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should start calling it the green zone. Maybe we need to get out of our mental block that we have. But like I said, Jay, it's not one thing. It's not just play calling. It's not just execution. It's not just protection. if it was one thing, we would have fixed it. We have all hands on deck studying it, looking at league trends, looking at why the best teams are the best teams in the red zone. What are they doing that we're not doing? So, I mean, it's not like we're not focused on it, because we are. I think, if we weren't getting down there, we'd have a lot more problems, but we are getting down there. But we need to score touchdowns instead of field goals. And, part of it is you're trying to find solutions without making your team a head case about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, it's just like penalties. If you just constantly say penalties, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy that you're just going to take penalties. It happens. In this level of, in this environment where you're extremely detail oriented and there's a ton of work that goes on in behind every single play to try to execute that play, I think guys can sometimes get in their heads if you constantly are like, it's overcoaching is a real thing. And I'm not saying we're over, that's what our problem is. It's not, but I'm just saying that we are trying to fix the problem, and we are looking at all areas and trying to find the best answers possible.
Wanted to ask you, because this is certainly something, I don't know if it's certain, but I would imagine you don't spend much time preparing for an 81-minute weather delay. Now, on a good news side, it kind of it did coincide with halftime, so that was already happening. But if you could, as much as you're willing to, what happens? Like, I mean, do you guys, because I know the film is abundant, are you underneath there in the locker room studying up on the first half and just taking a longer time, using it as an extended halftime to make adjustments, or feed up orange slices? What's going on down there?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the weather delay is you don't know how long it's going to be. So the first one is what it is. You tell the players, then the coaches immediately go to the film and try to make as many adjustments as possible. And then you kind of wait, and then there's updates, and then the league people are on the phone with our people, and then I'm trying to get updates to give to the players. And then when we do, it's hurry up and wait, and then we're waiting some more. But, there's only so many adjustments you can make. But yeah, we look at the film, at that time too, that do we need to make any substitution changes because of injury or anything like that? But yeah, you stay on the players to hydrate. We do have snacks in house. Our training staff and our strength and conditioning staff, constantly just giving guys water all the time and Gatorades, and just trying to make sure we're hydrated, because guys can tighten up too during those times. So you're trying to stay loose, and then you just kind of roll with the punches. But it's being able to adapt. The CFL being what it is, you have to adapt to travel schedules. You have to adapt to different times. And if there's lightning within 100 kilometers of the stadium, I feel like we have a weather delay now. So, I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, I'll play in the parking lot. I don't care about any of that stuff, but obviously player safety is a concern.
Elks coach Mark Kilam joining us here. I know we got a couple questions on the Owls here coming up. I got an email here from Dev, who has a comment and a question. He says, "Hi, Reid. Please tell Mr. Kilam." Well, Mr. Kilam, he really respects you. "Please tell Mr. Kilam I'm enjoying watching the Elks this season. Definite culture change with the whole organization. I have a question about the play clock." Dev says, "As a fan, I don't seem to notice much difference it changing from 20 to 35. Is there a difference that the players and coaches notice that I, as a fan, would not?"
I think there's about 10 more plays every game. So it's speeding up the amount of plays. It's not limiting substitution, but you have to be faster with your substitution as far as getting it in and out. There's been a couple instances, not just with our team, but league-wide, where, it's a second down, gets to second and short. We're not quite sure if it's a first down or if it's third down, but the play clock is running. And then if it's not a first down, teams are getting into a little bit of clock trouble trying to get their short yardage group on the field and that kind of stuff, because it hasn't been signaled, but the play clock had started. So that would really be it. I think the biggest positive, to answer your question, is there's more plays, which is leading to more offense or more red zone opportunities, Jay.
Right.
Look, this is, you've played Saskatchewan the last 2 weeks. Now you're going out to Montreal. Between those two teams, they have 4 of the top 5 receivers in the CFL. The other player is on your team, Austin Mack. But two of the two leading receivers in the CFL are Tyson Philpott and Tyler Sneed. I mean, what Tyson Philpott's putting together this year is incredible. Is it an advantage, though, for your defensive unit and particularly your defensive backs going from the creme de la creme and then having to face off against the other receiving group in the CFL that is really tearing things up?
Yeah, I mean, well, they know that the speed is going to be similar. I mean, if you think about targets, you just talked about Tyson and Sneed. Tyson, I think, has 85 targets and Sneed is in the 70s. The next closest player on their team is 22 targets. So their offense runs through those two guys. And now they got their running game going with Travis Tice. So, I mean, Davis Alexander throws the ball all over the field. You have to defend the full field when you play them. But the offense those guys are going to get their plays. And I think what's unique about those two guys and really the Montreal's offense in general is it's not just certain concepts that they're getting. They ask those guys to do everything: screen game, deep routes, sub blocks, and they do it. They have full buy-in from their offensive personnel. And it's really they're clicking at running at a high rate right now offensively. But, they're playing pretty good. So it's going to be a challenge. I think what you take answering your question, you just played a really good offense for a couple weeks in a row. And it's going to be another one of those games.
Mark, you just said it. I mean, Davis Alexander can hurt you with his arm. He can hurt you with his legs. Travis Tice is emerging as one of the top running backs in the CFL. And then you've got, we just talked about Philpott and Sneed at receiver. Is Montreal the most dynamic team you think you'll face in the CFL?
I mean, they're right up there if they're not the best. I mean, their screen game is the best in the league by far as well. I mean, they use that. They use big personnel groupings to run the ball, but also hit play action because they buy time for those guys to get open. So you've got to maintain the structure of what you're doing. If you bite on anything underneath, Davis is taking the top off right now. So, I mean, it's, they're certainly a complete offense is what I would definitely say.
All right. Well, we look forward to it. I mean, no shortage of excitement around the league and certainly in Elks games with so many games decided right near the end. Always appreciate your time. All the best against the Alouettes on Saturday. And, of course, we'll talk to you again in 1 week, Mark. Always appreciate it.
I have just one request. Next time you lead me in, can I get some heavy metal playing or something good? Give me some good guitar riffs or a guitar solo coming in.
How heavy?
How heavy? Let's get to script.
Coob marked this down too.
What I would want might be too heavy, but just
no.
Good.
It's the Mark.
No, what do you want? Just say the band.
I'll text you some songs. I'll text you some songs.
Yeah, I
like that.
We can accommodate. Absolutely, we can. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
thank you.
Appreciate it. That's wow, that's something. I did not expect that. That's good.
Well, what's crazy is Les Sweet in the chat earlier. What kind of intro music does Coach Kilam want? So there you go. Heavy metal. And
we know.
And our producer, the man behind the pushing the ones and twos, is probably the most decorated heavy metal connoisseur here at EST. So I'm sure we can find something, right, Coop?
Yeah, I'll craft something up. I think he might be on the same wavelength as me. Something chunky. Yeah. He seems like a guy who would love that. Something Pantera like.
Oh, that'd probably be.
Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe that's it.
This is fantastic.
So another great segment there. Another great Mark Kilam show every Tuesday at 5 here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Just a couple of things that I took away from that.
Can I guess one, Reid?
Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
Can I guess one that I know you're going to just love?
Yes.
Compete penalties.
Yes, I wrote that down. And look, I asked about the penalties early in the season. Anytime they have a game where they take a lot of penalties and take a lot of penalties. I know I used the word boneheaded earlier in the show. I probably wasn't going to use that word with the coach, though he might have. I mean, you could tell he wasn't happy with him. He wasn't happy with himself. He knows he got a penalty for lipping off. But yes, that's the term. He explained it well. pro football is an incredibly fast game with split-second decisions and big, aggressive individuals trying to outdo each other.
Mm-hmm.
In some cases, literally trying to injure each other.
Yep.
So stuff will happen. You might get a PI, like he said. You might be jostling for the ball, trying to get position. You commit PI. Like some things might happen. But this was sort of my point earlier with what Taylor did. Like know the line with embellishment, lipping off. Like he said it, you should never be called for too many men. You shouldn't.
Nope.
You should know who you're taking off the field.
Well, those ones
you should be able to count
because there's no emotion involved with those. Those are that's a mental mistake.
Yes,
which drive you batty.
Right.
Emotion, at least you can say, well, yeah, you were too emotional. You need to settle down or slow down or take a deep breath.
Right.
But you understand through the ebbs and flows of a high contact sport like football.
Yeah.
That emotions will be high.
So I wrote that down. Compete penalties, and then. We had that listener question about the actual effect of the play clock and 10 more plays per game. That's significant.
Very.
That's more chances to score, more chances to move the ball.
That's an entire drive to win the game.
Well, think about the last 2 minutes of the last two games. Those don't happen. They are done before then.
Great point.
And as you and I both know this, Jay, and I think most fans will know this, but I think it's worth sort of flat out stating, it was always a fallacy that there was 20 seconds between plays in the CFL. That wasn't true. Jay would get tackled.
Mm-hmm.
The refs would let everybody get up. They'd set the ball. They'd make sure the chains were in the right place. They'd take a look around. Then they would wind the 20-second clock. Sometimes that process of setting the ball that I talked about might take 10 to 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So there would have been 35 seconds between play. Sometimes it's like, oh, this guy's taking a long time to get up. Oh, this team's going to sub. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, is that a butterfly? Oh, that's nice. And then they'd wind the clock, and 30 seconds had gone off the clock. Then they'd wind the 20. So it's made it consistent between plays.
Sure.
Now, I have noticed what he said, though, about sometimes the team's like, okay, is it is it third and a foot, or did we get a first down? And we've seen teams have to take timeouts or even take time count violations. But I thought that was a good, like, I love when you ask a question like that. In that case, a listener did, and you actually get a number. Like, Mark just didn't say, like, oh, yeah, it seems like it's sped up the game. Like, they're tracking this. No, it's 10 more plays on average per game, and here's a couple instances where maybe it... But again, that is to the benefit of the better team, of the more organized team, okay? Like, that's the benefit. That's to the benefit of the team that has good coaching, good structure, good sideline behavior, good substitution behavior. Like, okay, short yardage, be ready. Like you're in, not like, hey, are we in? And I've noticed that you're going to maybe laugh at me, okay? But I have little things in sports that I watch for. Okay? And one of the things I watch for in football is that I call it in my head sideline behavior. But like when a guy substitutes, does he know he's going in? Because I've noticed in years the double E weren't that good. You'd have a guy, he's kind of running in and then he turns and he's sort of sidestepping, looking back like, hey, like generally when the Elks go, they go.
Yeah.
These three guys, I know they screwed up the one. They got the 13-man penalty. Other sidelines, you see that. And I've noticed a couple teams this year the Elks have played against who don't have as good a records as some of the other teams in the league. They're not as organized.
Right.
So maybe this is just a Wilkie thing.
No.
But
that's preparation.
But football is such a technical sport, right? Like you have this much time. You have to line up a certain way. You have to do this. So if you know, okay, I'm in this position group, or I play in this situation. I don't play in this situation, and I know I'm not second guessing. I'm not like, oh, do I come out? I don't know. Last time I came out, but last week I think they left me in. I don't know. Like that whole transaction has been very good. Anyway,
it's very astute of you to notice that, because what do you think happens then with the player that's running sideways with his helmet half on, half off?
Yeah.
Once he gets to the huddle, does he know what play's called? Does he know what he's doing?
Yeah,
does he know where he's supposed to align himself?
That's a good point.
So that 3 seconds of confusion takes away from 3 seconds of preparing yourself for that play, which is why the teams that are well run on the sidelines have those substitutes ready to go in and out. I wish I could find a clip of that too many men and just see what happened.
Because I was watching that and I thought they substituted the right number of guys, but obviously they didn't. Because other guys were saying, because I'm watching it live, so I'm not seeing the TV broadcast, but they counted off the 13. Maybe the one guy didn't run off the field in time. Somebody let us know who was watching it on TV.
Yeah, it was 56 seconds left in the third quarter.
And did it not cost the Elks a turnover? Or was that would have that not been a fumble? It did.
Oh, no, it did. Well, who knows? I mean, what if it was the 13th player that made that play?
Oh, I see
right?
what you're saying, yeah.
But, man, it's Tommy Stevens. Do you know Tommy Stevens leads the CFL in rushing touchdowns?
Well, okay, but this is the
CFL version of the tush push.
Yes.
It's unstoppable.
So
why is it unstoppable?
So last Friday, I guess a week and a half ago now, we're talking about, and the Riders, I'm sure, were getting lambasted on their talk shows. They got it on the 3 or the 4. Why is Tommy Stevens not in the game? Instead, you leave Trevor Harrison and he misses a wide open guy and you wind up losing.
Yep.
So now it's like Tommy Stevens was in any situation. And somebody put something in the nasty chat about him, and I was like, yeah, he is a one-trick pony, but he is excellent at that trick. I mean, even when he fakes the handoff, he's not handing it off. He fakes the handoff and then just runs behind the guy that he faked to. And he's virtually unstoppable with a yard to go. I think the Elks might have stopped them once on a 1st and 1, but then he got the touchdown on the next play, I think.
Matt at the Garrison says the broadcast counted 13 players on the field.
Like ticking them off.
You know when they show it on the graphic? He said no one running off. And then Jason, literally seconds later, said they said 4 didn't get off in time.
I thought it was because a guy didn't get off in time. In which case, he probably also would have been offside if he was running to the Elks bench from. You know what I mean?
Technically, you can run out back of the end zone,
right?
And you're off the field of play.
Yeah, you got to go straight off. You got to sprint. Yeah, I mean, look, and this is the old thing, and maybe it's more prevalent in football. In other sports, are games won or are they lost? We're sitting here in Edmonton 2 days after the game saying, well, the Elks lost it because of these things. Riders fans are probably saying, oh, yeah, but we got a 2-point convert when we needed one. We killed the clock when we needed one. We got a long kick return. The previous week, Edmonton fans are saying, well, but we made a play, while Riders fans are saying, well, our quarterback missed a guy. And our by the way, the Riders place kicker, what? I don't even know his name. Do I need to learn his name?
Hale.
He'd be cut right away.
I believe it's Alex Hale.
Who was their new running back? They're showing the highlight of him doing the reverse hurdle.
Right.
Even John Gruden tweeted that out.
Well, because Saquon Barkley did the exact same play.
Right.
Not that long ago. That was, I don't want to butcher his first name, but Quali Conley.
Right.
Yeah, not bad.
He had a good game.
14 carries, 61 yards. 2 that were longer than 10 yards, and added 3 receptions for 36 yards.
Yeah, he had a good game. All right, 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Don't forget, at Tap 25, it's 50% off the entire menu. That's all menu items at Tap 25, 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. Go to playalberta.ca/EST. I think you'll see some interesting things for you there. NASCAR Nolan in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. And if you are on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. We need 24 thumbs to get to 100.
Nice.
So let's get some positive vibes going for the Elks leading into the game in Montreal. NASCAR Nolan says, I won Stingers tickets on EST afternoons last week. 10 out of 10 would go again. Good atmosphere, high-level ball, $5 beers, $2 popcorn. I think I'm going to get season tickets. You and I went to a Stingers game about 3 weeks ago. It is excellent entertainment. Very, very fun basketball. You get the odd guy who's had some NBA experience there, and you get Canadian guys, and it's very up-tempo. And speaking of winning stuff, we're going to give you a chance to win AC/DC tickets to the show on Sunday when we get back. Here's the coop.
Day 1, Week 10, Elks injury report. Joel DeBlanco did not practice with a hamstring injury. David Beard, Jared Brinkman, and Kenny Logan Jr. were all limited, while Nick Anderson was a full participant. To the NFL, ESPN has reported that Darnell Wright and the Bears have reached a record-setting 4-year extension worth $116 million total, making him the highest paid right tackle in the league history. To baseball, the Jays and Astros have Game 2 of their set starting just after 6 Trey Savage starts for Toronto. And there's 8 games live right now, including the Mets up 4-0 on the Guardians, top of the 3rd inning. West Coast League action. The Riverhawks have their penultimate regular season contest as they challenge the Bells just after 7:30. And back here in Edmonton, Canada leads Slovakia 2-1 in the first period, while Sweden and Switzerland are also in action at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. It's tied 5-5 in the final frame. Starting in 2028, Cleveland will be the home to the WNBA's next expansion team called the Sirens. The league plans to add 2 more franchises by 2030. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding area for over 30 years. Windsor Plywood has doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. The conversation rolls on here. Reid Wilkins, Jay Milne on the other side of the break here on Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The oil stream.
You're going to say that McDavid doesn't win a cup in the next 2 years and then still takes $8 to $10 million below market value to try to make it work here?
Crazier things have happened.
I don't know if they have. I honestly don't know if anything crazier than that has happened.
The 12.5 for 2 years was the craziest thing ever. No one
This would be
expected
crazier because you gave them 2.5 years, 2 years,
and then they messed up.
And they blew it.
The oil stream presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's the weekend. The sun is out, and everyone, yes, even the kids, are bored. Bring them to the Canadian Brewhouse. Our patios have games to keep the whole family going. Rooftop views, real turf to run around on, and misters for when the summer gets serious. Oh, and we've still got the game on. Always. All day, all weekend, all summer. The Canadian Brewhouse. Canada's best patios.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences. Plus, all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom. And from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
All right, so yeah, we just got that message about the Edmonton Stingers. It's playoffs, right? So what's going on?
Yeah, playoffs start August 6th. So the Edmonton Stingers will be heading out to Vancouver to take on the number 1 in the West Bandits. So that's a 1-game playoff.
Right.
So then whoever wins that moves on to the Western Conference Final. In the other Western Conference semifinal, it's the Saskatoon Mamba going out to Winnipeg to face the Sea Bears. Now, interesting story developing out of Winnipeg. I've just got the article up here, but the title of the article says nightclub security assaulted badly injured star Sea Bears player Teddy Allen.
Well, he's their best player. Is he not the best player in the league scoring wise? We saw him play. He was very good.
He's very good. Now, this is what the team has reported. Top scorer's injuries significant, may require surgery.
Oh my God.
So I believe as of right now, he's been released from hospital, according to the team. He suffered injuries at a downtown Winnipeg nightclub. And I believe they said he's not going to be available for this first playoff game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Very interesting story coming out of Winnipeg.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll keep an eye on that for sure. So, but the Stingers are on the road in 2 days.
Yes.
Okay. Edmonton finished 9-15. Vancouver finished 15-9. So they're the underdogs, but that's okay. One game, anything can happen.
Now, I believe all those will be on YouTube and CBC Gem as well.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's awesome.
Is fantastic. You can watch all these games. It's and like NASCAR Nolan said, like it is very good, high level basketball.
Yes,
very good basketball.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I would agree with that. The Elam ending is fun. That's where you first stoppage after 4 minutes left.
4 minutes.
They shut the clock off, and the target score is 9 points more than the leading team.
Correct.
So if it's 90-81, first team to 99 wins.
Correct.
And there have been comebacks. Well, I said the game Mooner and I were at about 3 years ago. I think Edmonton was up. I can't remember. It was at least 18 on Calgary and lost. So stuff can happen.
Strange
You got to keep scoring. That's the great thing. There's no fouling.
Right.
Or there's no advantage for the team with the lead to use 23 seconds on the 23.
Right. Try get you to the line to miss one.
Right. You gotta keep scoring. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox at Tap 25. They have the $21.99 prime rib special 7 days a week except show nights, 11:30 in the morning to 11 p.m. Available for dine-in and takeout. Enjoy the prime rib special at Tap 25, just $21.99, rivercreeresort.com. Okay, so Commonwealth Stadium, of course, presents a segment on this show every day. Commonwealth Stadium presenting the green and gold kickoff and post-game shows before and after every Elks game. So the next opportunity for that will be at noon on Saturday to lead into the 1 p.m. game in Montreal. And then you guys will be on after the game as well. It's Jay Milne and Matthew Awanek. Some big events at Commonwealth Stadium, including AC/DC on Sunday.
Yes, and we are going to qualify one listener today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. So 4 qualifiers for a pair of tickets to Sunday's show to see AC/DC Power Up right here live in Edmonton at Commonwealth. So today's qualifying trivia question, and you have to text in your answers to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. Here is today's trivia question. What was the name of the very first band that Angus and Malcolm Young formed together before AC/DC? Which featured their older brother, George Young, as a guiding hand. What was the name of the very first band that Angus and Malcolm Young formed together before AC/DC? Text your answer in to 780-218-9999.
I have no idea.
It's a tough one.
That is a tough one. Man, so that'd be from the 70s, maybe even the 60s. Some AC/DC aficionado will know this. I didn't even know that they were in a band. Or I never even thought about what bands they would have been in before that.
Now, it's the very first band that Angus and Malcolm Young
with
formed
another
together.
brother.
Well, he was kind of like a mentor for the band.
Okay.
I don't believe he was in the band, but it was Angus and Malcolm Young before AC/DC.
Well, this is true trivia. I have no idea. I'm curious to see how long it takes someone to get it. I would think somebody out there who's a major AC/DC fan will know it quite quickly and text the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. I have no idea. I couldn't even take a guess, and we got it already. There it is. Now, this is to qualify to win the tickets.
This is to qualify. Right. So, do you want to keep track of qualifiers somewhere? Do you want me to? Keep it track.
I'll do it right here on my Commonwealth sheet.
Okay, so the first person that got it was texter Jason. Jason, you've qualified.
Yeah, you better put their number there.
I will. So the correct answer
for those wondering, was the Marcus Hook Roll Band.
Oh, jeez. Okay. That's
the Marcus Hook Roll Band. And we've got lots of other correct answers coming in. The first correct answer was Jason. So you have qualified to win a pair of tickets to AC/DC, their Power Up Tour coming to Commonwealth this Sunday, presented by these tickets are courtesy of Commonwealth Stadium as well. So Jason, you have qualified. I'll note down, and just to make sure you know that we're all talking about the same Jason, I'll text you back on the text, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox text line.
all right. That's incredible. So this is the Power Up Tour.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the set list from a show they just did on July 28th. Oh, interesting.
Are they playing the hits?
Well, give me the name of a song.
Hell's Bells.
Hell's Bells is number 7 in the 21 song list, at least from this tour on July 28th.
How many songs do they play?
Denver. They're doing 21 songs. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's some. Well, they're not doing Miss Just for Christmas.
Oh, shucks.
What do you think they're opening with? At least this last. The set list usually doesn't change very much.
Dirty Deeds, Done Dirt Cheap.
That is the 14th song out of 21 Cougar.
Dang it.
Yeah.
They're not opening with Thunderstruck.
That's 5th.
Whole Lot of Rosie.
That is 18th, the second last song before the encore.
TNT?
TNT's the first song of the encore, 20th. Wow. They are opening with If You Want Blood, You've Got It. Then going into Back in Black. The last song before the encore is Let There Be Rock, and then the encore is TNT, and then for those about to rock, we salute you. Man, you're going to hear it all live on Sunday.
All right. One of these lucky listeners will, yeah.
So we'll qualify somebody tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, and then we'll do the draw on Friday, right?
Yep.
Okay. That'll be good. And it's 2 tickets? To win 2 tickets?
2 tickets,
yes.
yes.
Sorry, I'm just verifying the amount. Okay, that's fun.
Dave in Section T says, these are rigged for Dusty. Let's say it out loud. Jay knows it. I think Dave might be listening a little bit behind. Maybe he's talking about the draft.
Oh, I think he's talking about the drafts. I think that's from about almost 2.5 hours ago. Well, about 2 hours ago. That's okay. Sometimes people join in a little later.
I don't even subscribe to that though, Reid, because Dustin hasn't won in a while.
No, okay. But my thing is, they're geared towards Dusty's interests. Well, which is fine. He's the owner of the station. But if I was like, hey guys, let's do a Def Leppard draft. Okay, Reid. Well, we can look stuff up and get stuff, but you have ideas where you want it to go. Because in my mind, there are clearly some categories overlooked. Horror movie death, not a category. Goriest death, not a category. Scariest death, not a category.
Can I say, go ahead, Coop.
Yeah, and not everybody a part of the draft, though, has equal say in what is put into
I'm
it.
a
Clearly,
junior partner, which is fine.
Yeah, like his vote is probably tenfold than everybody else's. He can really veto what goes into the draft, what categories. That's really how it is.
Well,
he's driving it. He is.
He is the boss.
But I mean, there's a commissioner though for a reason, right?
You're correct, Coop.
Yeah,
and here's what
theoretical reason.
Here's what I've seen a lot of today. Is why doesn't Reid, when his draft days are over, why doesn't Reid Wilkins settle into the commissioner role?
Well, I don't want to act like I'm pushing Quinn out.
No,
if she enjoys the role.
Obviously.
But if I were offered the opportunity to be the commissioner and had some conversations about how that role would be.
See, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say no conversations. Boys, this is my draft. I'm setting out the
yes,
categories.
That's how I would do it. Yes, that would be. I meant if there was a conversation about how the commissioner's role would work, in which case I would say, here's how the commissioner's role would work. I make the rules. I clarify things. I come up with the category. I have final say on the categories. You can suggest categories on the Nielsen show, but the commissioner determines the categories.
Interesting.
Yes.
I didn't know that you would be
and the
so open to
cutthroat.
And the commissioner has probably a 50% say in who wins. It'd be my rankings in combination with the votes. Yeah.
Weighted rankings.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be
or something like that.
Yeah.
There'd have to be a
Or
way
there'd be
to-
some kind of, like, maybe I'd have a vote, you'd have a vote. That would be a third each, and then there'd be a third based on the listener votes.
This would be a Reid Wilkins show with Jay Milne takeover.
Oh, this would be, yeah.
This would be just what you want.
This would be Dr. Doom and Galactus together. And Chet Palmer.
Oh, Chet Palmer would have to be the guy.
Hey, Jason Milne, is that a strong judgment in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Chet, I don't even know what you're talking about. All right, we'll have the oil understood and words of the day when we get back.
Day 1, Week 10, Elks injury report. Joel DeBlanco did not practice today with a hamstring injury. David Beard, Jared Brinkman, and Kenny Logan Jr. were all limited, while Nick Anderson was a full participant. Down south, ESPN, they've reported that Darnell Wright and the Bears have reached a record-setting 4-year extension worth up to $116 million total. That makes him the highest paid right tackle in NFL history. In baseball, the Jays Astros have game 2 of their set going just after 6 o'clock. Trey Savage gets the nod for Toronto. Currently a handful of games underway in the majors. Mets with a 4-run cushion on the Guardians midway through the 4th, and top of the 5th, the Athletics up by 1 on the Reds. West Coast League action. The Riverhawks have their penultimate regular season contest challenging the Bells just after 7:30. And back here in Edmonton, Canada leads Slovakia 2-1 in the first period. Sweden and Switzerland also in action at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. This sports update is brought to you by the Ranch Golf Club. The Ranch Golf Club delivers premier conditions, top-notch service, and unmatched value every round. It's why they're Alberta's top choice for corporate golf events. Visit theranchgolf.com to book a tee time today. Words of the day for the Edmonton Public Library. Up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
EST Afternoons.
Justin Dong from 3 Down Nation. Any thoughts on where Geno Lewis might land?
I know some teams have reached out, but I get the sense that it could be a couple of things. Either waiting for an injury to happen, or, and this is, again, without any intel, this is just my own analysis. When I look at a team like the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, they don't necessarily have a receiver like Geno Lewis.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs, hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
River Cree Resort and Casino and CFCW present All Shook Up, an afternoon tribute with the King, featuring 3 of the world's best Elvis tribute artists. August 16th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
The Oil Understood is presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel! Understood. All right. Yeah, there is hockey. Chet Palmer's not a fan of it, but the Hlinka Gretzky Cup is underway. What's going on right now, Coop?
Yes, preliminary action. Rogers Place, Canada leading Slovakia 2-1.
After one?
After about 20 minutes.
What was it? Wasn't it 5-2 after the first period yesterday against Switzerland?
It was a phenomenal score. Well, that had finished 7-3.
Yeah, I think
that was a massive.
I think it was 5-2 after the first period. Yeah, a lot of these. Well, these are players who are eligible to be drafted next year, and this is not an official double IHF event. This is like a separate event because the under-18 championship is in the spring, but a lot of top prospects are playing in their junior leagues. So anyway, that's going on at Rogers Place. Shall we do the words of the day, my friend? See how I do, or did you have something else?
No,
do you have any off-topic topics for William Huff? There's some very funny ones. Guy Flaming's about almost driving into Poland during the Iron Curtain days was pretty good.
There was another one here. Oh yeah, Big Dave.
This is times you got lost or misdirected driving around.
It says, I used to do out-of-town warranty service for a window company, and it required me to go to a lot of remote cabins and farms in the area between Lloydminster and Cold Lake. Most of the work was on the Alberta side, but occasionally I'd have to go into Saskatchewan. Well, Google and Apple Maps both have horrible coverage in rural Saskatchewan and will present you a road as passable when it turns out it's as washed out as a goat trail not used since nigh on 20 years.
Right.
Long story, in 40 Below, I got caught on one such path, and at one point I thought my life might become an episode of Survivor Man.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
Not fun.
780-218-9999 River Creek Resort and Casino Inbox. Here are the words of the day.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
So this is words of the day from Less Sweet.
Okay.
So this is Scripps National Spelling Bee Winning Words Edition.
Oh, no way. Okay.
So these are winning words from the 2023 and 2024 Scripps National Spelling Bee. First word, abseil. Abseil.
Abseil. Abseil. Well, you say go with the obvious spelling, though since it's from the Scripps spelling bee, it's probably wrong. ABSAIL. Abseil. All right.
So close. You were really close.
It's a rowboat for your chest.
ABSEIL.
Oh,
you were one letter off.
I probably should have thought of that. Abseil. What would this mean? Trying to think like abdicate, abhor. So that would be like against. So it'd be probably something like the opposite of, or in opposition to, or getting rid of something. Is this abseil? Is this the inability to see something?
Would you like it in a sentence?
Yes, please.
The mountaineer signaled he was ready to abseil.
The mountaineer signaled he was ready to abseil. He was ready to descend the mountain? He was ready to descend.
A descent in mountaineering using a rope.
Okay, so I didn't... really get it.
Aye.
Maybe a quarter
Close
point.
enough. 0.5 out of 2.
Okay.
Second word of the day, Samophile. Samophile.
Samophile?
Samophile. There is a silent word at the front. I'll tell you that.
Okay. So, Samophile? What? These are hard.
Samophile.
So it starts with a P, I'm assuming. What the heck? File. I'm guessing it's like that you're interested in something. P-S-A-M-O-P-H-I-L-E.
Say that again, sorry.
P-S-A-M-O-P-H-I-L-E.
Oh, so close.
Really?
P-S-A-M-M.
Jeez.
O-P-H-I-L-E. You
Really?
missed both these words by one letter.
Yeah, okay. So a file generally means like you're enthusiastic about it or you know about it. Am I up the right tree with that one? No? Not really? I'll take a sentence then.
Sidewinder snakes and kangaroo rats are classic examples of samophiles.
Animals that move in a sidestepping, animals that move sideways towards their destination. Okay.
A samophile is an animal or plant that thrives in sandy areas.
Oh, yes, of course.
Of course.
All right.
Wow.
All right. That was tough. At least I got half a point. Sort of.
0.5 out of 4.
Okay. Tomorrow, we'll have fun. See how the draft goes. I'm on the hangout at 9.
Oh, I can't wait for the fallout.
Happy, joy. On behalf of Zachary Kubish and Jason Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. Have a great evening.